Hey everyone!
Hey.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Gilded Mimic Network. Welcome to Blue Rose episode 4, according to what I'm seeing here on Twitch chat. Feels like more than that. It might be more than that.
It's 6.
It's 6.
We had a couple of episodes in like a little self-contained bit before, didn't we?
We had three with the original thing, and this is our third of the new ones. So it's 6.
Yeah. Okay, so officially episode 4, unofficially episode
6.
it is definitely a number.
Yeah.
It is definitely a number. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here tonight. I am Andrew, the GM, lucky enough to play Blue Rose with my good friends here. We have Jess. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Jess, and I am playing Carenza. I think it's Carenza. Yes, it is Carenza. I'm in every stream. There's so many names to keep track of.
Can you remember your race?
I am a Vata. I remembered my race. I seem to like looking after little cows and ice blasting things. I ice blasted the millipede. What did we call it? Hypey.
Hypey, the hype train millipede, who we'll be introducing shortly.
Hypey. I felt bad for Hypey by the end.
Yeah, I'm basically like a Vata version of a freeze ray.
Right.
Most definitely. And we have Ziska, played by Anna.
Hey everybody, yeah, I'm Anna. I'm playing Ziska, who is a sea folk. She's from the area of Resia, so they've got strong links with horses. So my favorite animal friend is my trusty mare, Charla. And I spent a bunch of time in the last stream running across a bar and knocking people over, from what I remember. So let's see.
And being frozen half to death.
Oh, yes, that was just rude. Enough about that. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, we also have Doretis, played by Brian.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm also a Vata. Vata. Thank you. Yeah, and you'll see me as Poseworth in the chat. And I think last time I donned from my melancholy self, donned an accent that was mostly Irish, some not so much Irish, but it was a fairly good go at it.
It was a contagious accent. I ended up becoming Irish myself for all the NPCs for the rest of the session. I don't even know why. I couldn't even help myself.
So yeah, you know, I was having fun trying to be stealthy and kind of infiltrate, and that didn't work. So I used my mind to tell someone night night. And
it worked.
It worked.
I think we're going to drag them from outside back inside, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to use my conviction.
Yes, you did.
And a lot of it to get that to work, but I did it.
Yes, you did.
Didn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Mucky, it's good to see you.
Yeah, and finally we have Micah, played by Anne-Marie, who is self-described as black, shiny, and very upbeat.
Yes, yes, that is absolutely Micah in a nutshell. Yeah, he's a rye raven, hence the black and shiny, and the upbeat is just because he is, you know, he's just a happy floof. I also have a happy floof next to me right now. I've been away, so if you hear whimpering or loud panting or whining, it's not actually me. It's
Blue.
And if I tell him no, or you know, there's suddenly a lot of whining, then it's probably him crawling off the sofa and giving me a dirty look. So if you hear random animal sounds, that is my own rye wolf, Jake Irian Mistborn III. I'm already snuggling you. You see what I have to deal with here? I'm already... Anyway, moving on.
And finally, we have to introduce our secret member who's hiding in the background, who has already managed to change the Twitch channel so it actually says Blue Rose episode 6 now. So we are now
Yay!
officially on the right number. So that is a big shout to Bear, who's doing all our background tech to make everything look lovely and beautiful.
Thank you,
You
Bear.
are amazing, Bear. We love you. And last of all, obviously, we have to introduce you people in chat. So who we got today? We've got another
everyone.
Unique who managed to gift a sub before we even started.
Wow.
Thank you so
Thank
much for that. You
you.
are amazing. We have Bear, you're there. Poseworth, you're there. Another Unique is still there. Claire Cat, hello. Mucky McFly, hello, and thank you for the bits. And thank you for calling us beautiful people. It is very good to know that we are beautiful, because
Generally
I've had a
considered
haircut
to be
today and no
attractive,
one's said anything about it yet. So.
Oh, sad times.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not hurt much.
None of you noticed when I had a haircut either, except for Squish. Anne-Marie, sorry, who did cut my hair
You've
for
had
me.
your haircut?
I had my haircut. Not that any of you
By
can
me.
tell.
I mean, to be fair, from my angle, your hair merges into your t-shirt
Yeah.
after a while and always has.
Yeah. To be fair, it's still down to my bum. I just can't sit on it anymore.
I was very honoured to be allowed to, trim the hair.
Yeah.
Like capital T, capital H, the hair.
Yeah.
With a little trademark symbol at the end. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, now I'm home and I'm breathing my dog's hair. Okay.
So anyway, last time around, let's just recap for those of you who haven't been around recently. You are still looking for Aaron, the missing farmhand. You were employed by Faldin, the grand dame and grandmother of his farm, to look for him, and you discovered that he seemed to have run away in company with what may be a rye pig called Wilhelmina. You, through investigations and the confession of one of the farmhands called Silas, you made it to this pub where Narud, a member of the Silence, a particularly notorious group in the city of Aldis, is operating and running an illegal gambling den. And you were looking for information. You have just managed to catch the two felons ready for questioning. And also, because of your excellent work to date, you have all leveled up.
Yay! And also, thank you, Mucky Muck, for more bits. He says his hair's down to his bum too. Oh, I'm assuming Mucky is a he. Actually, I don't actually know if that's the correct pronoun. Mucky is a he.
Level up.
No,
Yeah.
most people's hair doesn't actually grow as long as mine does. It's really, really difficult to grow it this long, apparently, because it sheds every 7 years.
What, just by itself?
Hair naturally sheds every 7 years, so you can only grow it as long as 7 years will let you. So most people can't get it past their waist.
Okay. I know every 7 years your entire genetic structure changes. Like you become an entirely different person every 7 years. I wonder if it's got something to do with that.
Possibly. Sorry,
We shall save
aside.
that. We shall save that for our science stream, which we are starting tomorrow.
Well, when I hit 49, I hope the body I get is better than this one. So it'll be a 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 7 sevens.
7 sevens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seventh body of a
Anyway.
seventh body. Maybe it'll be magical.
Anyway, for today, because Blue Rose I know is new to some of you people in the chat, and I really want to just introduce Blue Rose and all its wonderful facets to you all, I thought we'd do the leveling up for a change live on air so people can see what the Blue Rose leveling system is like, how it changes things. So hopefully this will be fun for everyone as we walk through and see what's different to D&D. We can discuss as we go, and then we'll get back to the adventures once we finish. So, does everyone who has a character sheet have their character sheet up?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Does
Now we need
everyone
2 of
have
us.
dice?
Sorry.
Or at least ability
I
to
got
roll on roll
Yes.
20?
I
Sorry.
have dice.
Fantastic. So, if everyone, the first thing you do when you level up in Blue Rose is your character's health increases, and you gain 1d6 plus Constitution of health at levels 1 to 10, and from levels 11 to 20, you just gain your constitution.
Okay.
So for now, 1d6 plus constitution, add that to your health at level 2.
Can you take an average, or do you have to roll?
You have to roll on this. There's no thing about that. Although,
I got a 6.
you are.
Oh, nice.
I got a 6.
I got a
Aren't
6.
you glad I didn't finish my sentence about allowing averages?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Awesome.
what?
Not bad.
Damn, Ziska.
Well,
What happened to Ziska?
I got 7, increase of 7.
Yeah, technically I got an increase of 7 too, because I only
I got
had 1.
3.
Ouch.
You are a rogue,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
so that's not so far outside the bounds of
Right.
normalcy. Durettis, how did you do?
I rolled a 6 and I get a +1.
So we get +7. So 3 of us are getting a +7.
Blue and red dice.
I'm
Ooh.
feeling like very hard done by the Roll20 gods right now.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. They'll get me later when I try and actually hit something with my stick.
Yeah.
So, has everyone put in your health?
Yes, I've increased it.
Okay, so the next thing, you get 1 advancement to spend on 1 ability.
Ooh.
When you gain an even numbered level, you must spend it on a primary ability. And when you gain an odd numbered level, you must spend it on a secondary ability.
So this is a primary ability.
Yeah, so this is a primary ability, and I just need to read a bit more about ability advancements because this does, it's not quite you just gain 1 for 1. So I'll just read how ability advancements work for you quickly.
Yeah, I have
So
to admit,
when-
I'm not
Confused.
entirely sure what are the abilities and what are primary abilities.
Okay, are you on your character sheet?
I am, yes, and nothing
Right.
says ability.
Okay, so with you, Micah, on yours, you've got.
Oh, found it. Right, ability, communication. Oh, right, okay, hello. Wow, it moved.
So so the ones with ticks by it are your primary abilities. So your primary abilities are accuracy, communication, dexterity, and perception.
And perception, right.
Oh.
So
Okay.
on even numbered levels, you raise one of those, and on odd numbered levels, you raise something else. But I'll just read how it works because it's not just a 1 for 1. There is a bit more to it than that. So for ability advancements, when characters gain a level, they get an ability advancement. For lower ranked abilities, this translates into a direct 1-to-1 increase. But as characters grow in ability, it becomes more costly to increase them. The exact number of advancements required to bump your ability rating up to the next number depends on the new rating you're trying to obtain. For abilities up to 5, and actually this does matter to you, Micah, because I know your dexterity is 5 already.
Yeah.
It costs a single advancement. For
Right.
abilities from 6 to 8, it costs 2 advancements. And
Right.
for abilities from 9 to 12, it costs 3 advancements. So that means if you want between levels, you can save up your advancement
Right.
So we
tokens
could
to.
potentially decide not to use it next time.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. At the moment, aside from Micah, who has a 5 in one of theirs,
Everyone else.
I don't
has
think
less.
anyone else has to worry about saving a
No,
slot.
I
right
don't.
now.
My highest is 3.
Honestly, I'm not terribly bothered about upping my dexterity right now. I
I wouldn't be.
advance
At level 1, your dexterity is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
You
I was
have got
actually going to use
amazing-
it on my communication if I used it on anything because that's my lowest one at 2.
Yeah.
But I'm not terribly bad. Well, okay, let's face it. Micah as an individual personality is crap at communicating, but in general, it's not terrible. So,
Yeah. The only other one I'd suggest to put it in other than communication. Communication's a fine choice, by the way. Don't let me massively sway you. That's a great choice. The only other one I could think would be really relevant for you would be accuracy, as that relates
attack.
directly to your bite attack, so it would give you better rolls for your attack.
Yeah, I suppose I might do that.
But again, don't let me sway you. They are both very fine choices, and you don't necessarily need more on your attack at the moment either. So you go with what you feel is best there.
To be honest, I'm kind of tempted to just save it up. I feel like I've got pretty good stats at the moment. I don't know.
Well, if you save it up, remember you're only saving it
To use it
for
on
dexterity. Like nothing else
will
benefits from
need
you
it,
saving
right?
it.
Okay.
And next level, because next level is an odd level, you wouldn't even be able to put it into dexterity anyway.
Right.
So you wouldn't.
Okay.
If you're planning to save to put it into dexterity, you basically won't be advancing any skill until level 3.
Okay, I'm thinking perception might be a good one.
Yeah.
It's also already at 3.
The thing is, these are your primary abilities anyway, so they are going to be your best ones.
Yeah. I know. Sorry, I'm finding it hard to choose.
That's okay.
We can
What in the
I have
meantime, while you're doing
absolutely no
that, what's
idea what
everyone
to
else
do.
thinking?
do everyone else.
Can I just clarify something? I hope it's not a really silly question to ask.
No such thing as silly questions.
Yeah, could you clarify like the finer nuances between the strength and the fighting? Because obviously they go hand in hand. But I'm so like struggling to understand like on the top of my head.
Right. So
the
fighting is to do with your actual ability to fight. So as far as I remember, just off the top of my head, your rolls with your sword to hit, you're relying on your fighting, and you're relying on your strength for the damage.
Right. Okay.
So if you have great strength but low fighting, you're probably missing all the time. But when you do hit, you hit like a ton of bricks. If you have high fighting and low strength, then you're hitting all the time, but it's very piddly. Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew.
I hope that's a scientific explanation. Pew 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 versus bam.
Okay. What
I
does
feel like
willpower
Garner's
do?
doing this explanation here.
Yeah. Thank you.
What does willpower do? Because I've got it ticked as a primary ability, but it's set as 0.
Yeah, I think that was a quirk of your character as we were building it. Willpower is the thing you rely on for passing fatigue tests.
Okay.
So and it's also to sort of resist corruption and other things in the thing. So willpower, I mean, I don't know how strong willpower really is in D&D, but it's quite a important mechanic, especially for adepts in this one. So
Okay, I might add it to willpower then, because then it also ups my courage to 3, because I seem to have the extra courage thing under willpower.
yes,
I'm assuming it ups my courage to 3.
yeah, because you've got the focus for that. So yeah, focus is always add 2.
I'm going to add it to willpower then.
Okay. Directors.
Yeah, I'm thinking about willpower as well. But my focus, intelligence, cultural lore, how to focus bonuses, how does that affect
Your focus? Focuses basically mean if you've got a focus in that talent, when you roll for it. So what is it under? What is that focus under?
Yeah, it's under intelligence, and I have a 3 in intelligence.
Right. So
and then it adds an additional 2. Is that correct?
Yeah, but only when you're doing a roll to do with that thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
it didn't automatically add it when I rolled it.
Yeah, if you roll that particular one, if you roll the courage, if you just roll willpower on its own, it shouldn't add it.
No, but it didn't add it when I rolled courage.
Oh, well, in that case, just add the 3 on it. Just add the number on anyway.
Okay. Right.
It's always a straight
I just
add
tested it
2.
by clicking it.
Yeah.
That makes me think on my accuracy underneath I've got bite and a 2 in brackets. So does that 2 get added to my general 3
yeah,
when
that's a
I roll
focus.
Bite? So actually,
If I click
I've
bite,
kind
let me
of
just-
basically got 5 on bite already.
Hopefully, I've just rolled Micah's bite. So yeah, no, but for someone,
It's not adding the 2.
yeah, it's not adding the 2. So you're going to have to remember that manually. I don't know why it's
Right,
not adding.
okay.
It's not
So-
going to be something as straightforward as a refresh job, is it?
No, because I already had
No.
courage.
They already
Haven't
had
changed
the
anything
thing.
yet.
So I think it's just
Right.
something the
And I've
character
also got searching
Oh, but it worked
with a
for that
2
one.
underneath perception. So I think I'm going to add mine to communication because everything else adds up to 5 anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked on mine.
Worked on Doretus's.
Oh,
I wonder if the focus isn't set up right.
Yeah, it might just be something in the there's another tab in the settings that allows you to add the formulas for each of those things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Micah's
maybe-
got it in that. If I
There we go.
There we
If I click
go.
on it in the focuses bit, then it adds the thing.
There we go. That's how you're doing it.
Okay.
Woo! We are learning how to use Roll20 chat.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to add it to communication. So I go up to 3 in communication.
Yeah, I'm adding mine into strength, so I can hit a bit harder when I do hit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to 4 on willpower so that I can
Perfect.
get over fatigue faster.
Yeah, that's a good one to do because you are fatigued at the moment, aren't you?
I am. I'm glad that we did that little test roll because it reminded me that I am at 1 fatigue.
Okay, so the next thing, if we're all done with our advancements, are we all done with our advancements?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing, you gain the class powers for your new level, and you can find them in the class description. So I'll just go through those in just order. Oh, have we? Oh, thank you, Maki. Nerd factor just went to 10 points.
Shiny.
Yay!
So yeah, adept next. So we've got 2 adepts in the party. They are Doretis and Corenza. So let's see what happens to you at level 2.
Okay.
At level 2, you become a novice in a new talent or gain a degree in a talent you already have.
Okay.
So that for you means your arcana that you're in. So
Okay.
right now, if you look on your sheets, you should be novices in probably shaping arcana, wild arcane, animism, perhaps.
I've got animism, psychic shield.
Psychic
Second.
shield is under psychic, so
Oh, is that under psychic? Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
its
Is it
own.
that? So which bit am I looking under then? Powers?
So if you go under powers,
Right.
No, not powers.
No?
Sorry, arcana.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. So at the moment, where is it? There is something missing here because you should have Arcane Challenges. Here we no. It is
It is
under.
under powers.
It is under powers. So you've got for.
Talent
I'm on
level.
Corenza at the moment. So for Corenza, you have Wild Arcane, which you're novice at, Animism, which you're novice at, Shaping, which you're novice at. So what this means for you now, as you hit level 2, and this is why I'm doing you guys first, aside from the fact that it's alphabetical order, is that you two need to go to, and this might be something which you'll have to do later, like throughout the session, if you want to take proper time on it. I don't mind you taking longer on this, but you need to go to the spells list of the rule book and decide whether you want to become journeyman in a magic
Something we're novice
in something you're novice in, or become novice in an entirely new thing of arcana.
Okay.
If you become journeyman in a type of arcana, that should mean that you get 1 more new spell in that area. But if you become a novice in a new thing, normally you get 2, but you're at the novice rank of it, so you don't get the really good stuff. So for you in the rule book, that would put you to, let's just find out what page that is. So you would want to be looking for your new spells on page 94. And unfortunately, it goes all the way to 111. So maybe I should have got you two to choose your spells first.
Beforehand.
But yeah, that can be worked out as we go. So in the meantime, while you're looking at spells and thinking about what you want to do, let us move back to after adept, I guess expert is the next. So that's you, Micah. So at level 2, you become more adept at finding the weak spots in your opponent's armor, physically and otherwise. Ooh. You can now perform the pierce armor or taunt combat stunts for 1 SP instead of the usual 2.
Wow. Where do I put
So-
that?
So for you, let's go onto your character sheet.
I've got
Mhm.
pinpoint attack under powers, but I don't know if that's...
Yeah, so if you go to powers and then you can add a new one at the bottom, you can see a little plus symbol.
Oh, right.
So
yes,
I'll tell you what,
I
do you want
see
me to add it in for you?
No, please, I would like to add it in, but please
Okay,
tell me
Yeah.
how.
So press the plus symbol,
Yep.
and then in the sort of top bit, which is black and should have just the title thing, just put
Yep.
stunt bonus,
Yep.
and then
Type or
under
level.
the description,
Right.
you can just put can perform pierce armor or taunt combat stunts for 1 SP.
Sweet.
And that's pretty self-explanatory, so you don't need a longer description than that or
Okay.
anything. And if you really want to, you can put level 2 under the type or level. So that's your special power for that. And
Cool.
if we go over to you now, Ziska.
Hello.
So at level 2, you gain a new ability focus.
Oh,
Oh.
You gain 1 of the following ability focuses. So dexterity riding,
Okay, already got that.
intelligence military law,
Ooh, okay.
or strength climbing.
Fine. Okay. I believe I've already got riding in my decks, so I don't know whether if I chose that whether that would just make it better.
No, focuses do not stack, unfortunately.
Right. Okay. I don't think that the military law would necessarily be appropriate for Ziska's background. She hasn't been brought up in a environment where there's necessarily been military military history, so I don't think that's quite relevant to her background. So probably a better one would be climbing for her, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you have to climb onto and off of a horse, so you should be good at climbing generally.
Well, I mean, that's mounting and dismounting, isn't
it's a very
it?
specialized form of climbing. Quite
It's a bit-
limited, really.
bit-
It's
different.
yeah, it's still a specialized form of climbing.
Okay, so how do I go about adding climbing?
Okay, so if you want to go into, it is a strength one. So if you go to strength,
Well, on the front of the character sheet.
oh
yeah?
no, go to focuses, sorry.
Focuses, yeah.
Sorry,
And
guys, I'll
then
be right
under
back.
strength, just put plus,
Uh-huh.
and then that should
Just
give
put
you the ability to just write in
climbing.
climbing, and then obviously it's a 2 for the focus.
Okay, boom, done that.
Okay, fantastic. And now, after giving the mages an impossible challenge of going through possibly 115 spells in 2 minutes, how are you guys doing in deciding what you're having as
I
your new
don't
spells?
understand how to pick one at all. I'm not sure what category we're even meant to be looking in.
Okay. To be fair, you're probably not going to need to get the new spells done this session. So for the purpose of just getting on, do you want to just maybe do your spells after the session?
Possibly, yes.
Just because I imagine it could take a while to get through that. But the bottom line for it is, at the moment, all you're deciding is whether you want to maybe branch into a new area of magic or improve upon an area of magic that you're already using.
One of them technically is Wild Arcane.
Yeah, Wild Arcane, if you improve that,
Yeah.
you get 1 more of any.
Well, that sounds like it could be fun. What's the downside?
Well, the downside is that spell also adds to your, whenever you're hyper stressed, it could just go off randomly.
Okay.
So every spell you put under Wild Arcane is one which could go off at the drop of a hat at the GM's discretion.
What could go wrong?
I have a feeling, because this has been highly stressful for my character so far, that if I'm staying true to character, that's what I should be putting it under. But
Okay.
I don't know what I'd pick yet.
Well, for now, let's just go on that. So if you want to just give yourself journeyman on that as a...
Because we have
thing.
triggered it at least once as well, haven't we?
Yes, we have triggered it once.
I made like a sprite appear or something.
Yes, you made a sprite appear who was very annoyed that you didn't know why it was there.
Yeah.
So under your wild arcane, if you just want to put it as journeyman for now, and we'll choose a suitable spell for you later.
Okay.
And Doretis, did you want to improve on any of the magics that you're using at the moment, or?
I had a couple thoughts, and for functionality, I realize how little use I am in combat situations.
Mm-hmm.
And so my brain started kind of meta thinking about like, oh, well, what if I did Arcane Weapon, or if I took on a new school to get something of that. But I think I need to stick kind of with my guy's like kind of his theme. You know, he's a diplomat. He's not going to need arcane strikes. Like, that's not what his life is about. So I'm thinking that I might just improve, and let me see, either psychic, because he uses a lot with the psychic.
Do you have under psychic? Let's have a look at your spells quickly, because I can think of one which would be good for you to take up, which keeps you on the psychic path. Arcana. Do you have psychic shield? Because there is a spell which would be very good for you then, because I know that you're skilled with blades as well, called Sidekick Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can just literally conjure with your mind a psychic battle axe or a psychic sword or a psychic whatever.
Okay.
And you can use it as if you know fully how to use it. So it can be something really ridiculous as well. It could be like a proper Cloud Strife Buster sword, but you know how to use it because you are.
Would that be Arcane Weapon?
So awesome.
So yeah, I think that sounds perfect. So if I take my psychic to journeyman, is that my understanding then?
Yeah, put your psychic to journeyman, and that should be able to unlock for you. Let me just go into the rule book really quickly myself.
There is Arcane Weapon. Is that what you mean?
No, it's psychic.
No, there's also a psychic one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arcane, like there's one that imbues the weapon I'm holding.
Okay. The one that creates one.
But yeah, this other one creates.
Yeah. I've got this really funny picture. Like if like Doretis is sort of like not really combative, like if he generates it, that is just it generates like some sort of like office equipment, but it ends up being deadly because it's purely a psychic weapon. So it's
like you with a printer.
Psychic quill.
Yes. You with a ruler. Is psychic weapon like a spiritual weapon? It sounds like it.
It does.
Yeah, to go into a sort of Futurama thing, good news, everyone. You actually do get 2 additional Arcana when you go to journeyman in any thing.
Oh, great. So I get to pick 2.
Oh la la.
Yeah, I'll double check for wild magic, because I know wild magic is weird. Journeyman. Oh, good grief. At journeyman, for wild arcane, you choose another 3 Arcana.
Really?
Woo!
Yeah.
They're all going to potentially just trigger randomly.
Yeah, so you are just literally going to become a walking spell book that just triggers randomly when you're
so looking forward to this. I can't even tell you.
I just imagine now in the next combat, like, you know, that Doretis is gonna like flatten the enemy with like the contents of an in tray. Kind of like boom.
Really hilariously, one of the spells is calm. But it doesn't work on me, it's for other people.
I have used calm.
You have.
Okay.
Because
and nearly got us in a lot of trouble in the process.
Oh, yes, you did.
Because that dude was angry and I was like, chill. And
Yeah,
he
he's
He's like,
did.
no chill.
to-
He's like, no chill.
And
no,
everyone's
he
like,
didn't kill. So then he went to sleep.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the last thing that needs doing for leveling up, we'll work out the rest of your spells that you take after the stream, I think, just because we should get into the actual thing late at some point today. But the last thing that you all get is you get to add one new ability focus when you earn. Yeah, sorry, you can add one new ability focus. When you gain an even numbered level, you must choose a focus from your primary abilities. When you gain an odd numbered level, you must choose a focus from your secondary abilities.
We can get a focus.
Yeah, you can get a focus, and I'll help you decide which focuses you can get now. So that is page 67 of the rule books. And basically, for now, I'd say your best choices for each of you are to put focuses into your weapon type that you're using. So, for instance, Jess, with Carenza, you're using the shaping arcana a lot.
The cold shaping.
Yeah, so if you took intelligence is one of your ones, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, so if you took intelligence shaping as your focus, that gives you a
Okay.
+2 to your rolls when
That sounds good.
doing
And
shaping
rolling.
arcana, which is very, very good for you. Doretis, with you, the arcana you're using the most at the moment seems to be the psychic arcana. So I would make your focus in that if you can for communications. Is communications a primary focus of yours?
Sorry, run that by me again. I was having a dog moment. Are you even talking to me? Go with
No, I'm not. In the nicest possible way,
Sorry.
I'm not talking to you at the moment. Sorry, Micah.
Sorry.
I will be talking to you shortly, though. Don't
I'm
worry.
so
You are
sorry,
not
I've got a
forgotten.
cold coming on and the dog was being a dog. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
funny. Communication, even though I've been using it a lot, is not a
Ooh.
primary.
Ooh.
Okay. In that case, are you using what other?
So my primaries are accuracy, intelligence, perception, and willpower.
Okay, so with accuracy, you could put it onto light blades, as I know you've got that as a ability. So you could make yourself better at fighting with blades, which would work alongside your psychic weapon.
Psychic weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that could work. Otherwise, we know that you should probably put it in psychic next level when you get a random one. Do you have intelligence as one?
Yes. I have intelligence.
I mean, brewing, but that's better for Florian and Anurin.
Yeah.
Healing in intelligence, that could be useful. Aiding the wounded and sick includes effective application of healing arcana. Yeah, I would say for now, that's probably your best bet, is either to put it into healing for intelligence, light blades if you want to be a bit more combat-y, or if you want something really, really random as a piece of lore, something else in intelligence like brewing, cartography, cryptography, engineering, heraldry, history.
Right. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and we'll make this the light blades because
Okay.
I'm taking the psychic weapon.
Yeah.
So I'll just make those together, and then I'll figure out what my second psychic spell will be
Yeah.
as we
Okay.
play. So
Yeah.
if I just type in the focus name into accuracy, and I just type in light blade.
Yeah, and it should come up with a 2 for you there. If not, then put a 2 in for the number.
There it is.
And Micah, for you, let's see what your ones can be. So, you've already got a focus for your bite, so you don't need it for that.
Yeah, I was just looking.
Did you
can't
want
have
it in
negative
communication at all? You were saying before that you wanted to improve your communication.
I was wondering about that. I was just actually looking at the communication focuses, and there are an awful lot of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a lot of focuses in general because you're going to get one every level. So
Right.
So ones which might be good for you. You are down as a romantic, if I remember. So you could get a focus in romance.
Romance is probably the most appropriate one for Micah, to be fair.
Yeah,
and it does mean I get to try and seduce people in future, which as a Rye Raven I think would be hilarious.
Yeah, well, if you want to improve your chances at succeeding at romantic encounters, including both long-term and short-term seductions.
Well, yeah, since my avowed calling is true love, I do feel like that would be appropriate.
Well, I'd say go for that then.
Yeah.
I said you're going to get focuses every level anyway in something, so.
Nice.
Right. So I guess I put this under communication, romance, and I get a +2 automatically.
Yeah, a +2 for that. Let me just check you put that in correctly. So that would be under focuses. Yeah, communication, romance, there it is. All great.
Awesome.
And Ziska, that leaves you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So excited.
So I'm thinking, I was sort of having a little look through. I was thinking that potentially going for something in the dex focuses. I was thinking of either initiative or sailing.
Okay, you weren't thinking of improving your chances of hitting with any of your weapons in fighting? It's okay if you're not. Again, I'm just sort of spitballing here.
Yeah, I mean, what am I at? Like I've got a bow and I've got spears. Oh, hang on, wait. How did I miss this bit which said brawling bows, heavy blades, pole arms? How did I miss this bit of thing?
Fighting focuses.
Yeah, so somehow managed to miss that. Sorry.
Had to admit, I just realised I missed sleight of hand and lock picking, so you're not the only one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, for future levels, we'll do this off camera. The only reason I want, and you'll have a whole 2 weeks to do it, but the only reason I want to do it here on the stream today was because many people out there won't have even seen a Blue Rose leveling up system.
Yeah, right. I suppose I could do that because we're currently not really doing anything by the water, are we? Okay, I've been using, well, I know I've been focusing more on I know I was doing my sort of bench stuff on my sword before.
You don't have a sword, you have a hunter's spear.
Oh, why have I got a thing in heavy blades thing in my character?
Because those are just when you make your character, you as a warrior, you just get 4 not focuses, but you get 4 proficiencies. So but you only get 2 weapons to start out with.
Okay, so it's more a pole arms thing that I've
Yeah,
got,
so you're in with lances and pole arms.
Okay.
I'll just check which one the hunter's spear comes under if you're interested in making sure that that's the one you go with. So hunter's spear counts as, can I find it? It counts as a weapon. It's long. It's pointy at one end.
Our survey
You can use it to make kebabs. If there's ever a
Definitely use it to attack
barbecue.
people.
Come on, it's somewhere here. It's before this section. Oh, good grief. Relationships.
Can you do Control F and
Here we
find
go.
it?
Here we go. So your thing counts as what is it? A hunter's spear. And that can be used two-handed or thrown. So yeah, that is pole arms.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Suppose that would. So what happens if you get proficiency or something? What does that actually imply? Like in terms of actual gameplay, what benefit does that give you?
Sorry, proficiency.
Yeah. What benefit does that give you in terms if we're in a combat?
Oh, so
situation?
proficiency. So that's just the same thing as before. All of these all focuses are sort of just making you more proficient in it. So the +2 that you get from the focus is sort of, oh, you're proficient at this, so you're better at.
Oh, so if I was attacking something with my spear, then it
Yeah,
would.
it's
I'd have
basically a
better
focus
chance.
in pole arm. So when you're using your spear, because it's a pole arm, you get the focus +2 to your roll.
Okay, and that's in fighting, right? Okay, so then I add that pole arms in
Yeah.
the focuses, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Warriors get a lot of focuses, quite a few more than other classes because of.
Okay. All right. See. Let's see if I need to go stick something. Just to
Okay.
keep it away from.
So, as all of you.
I've picked my spells.
Yeah. So all of you.
Look very smug about it as well.
You had just managed to get all of the enemies in the bar under control, and then you felt a surge of power within you at being so confident in defeating Hype, the Hype Millipede, and the others that you have now gained new power. But there is still much to be done. You have Narud, prisoner. You also have his companion, whose name I temporarily forget, and I can't see his thing on the board anywhere.
He's over by Ziska.
No,
Yeah.
he's outside.
He
isn't
doesn't have a name.
He
Oh, was that
did-
Narud?
He did know he did a leg
Yeah,
out.
Narud is the guy in red. The other guy, I mean, to be fair, he probably hasn't given you his real name anyway. So for now, he is just interesting man.
Sleeping man. He is the
Sleeping man. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
Well, Doretis left his money on the table, and I'm still right by the table, his winnings. So I'm going to pick up Doretis's winnings for him and take them to him.
Okay.
But I'm also going to be like, can we buy the baby calf? Because I have no money.
Doretis.
We should inquire as to whether or not these calves already have a proper owner.
But they
After
weren't
we
being taken
discern,
care of.
they look like they're pretty healthy. That one runs real fast.
I want the baby calf.
I'm going to fly down and land on Karenza's shoulder and do my best baby raven eyes at Doretta,
Like Puss in Boots, but on a raven.
because I feel like more animals around which aren't Rye mean that I get to groom them and practice grooming, and that also means nice soft bits for nice comfy beds and so on. So and it would make Karenza happy. So
Is it a female calf or is it a male calf? Just out of curiosity, Andrew.
The one which won the race is a female, and the other is male.
We could get milk once it's older.
I am just going to whisper, like psychically to you, just bear in mind that in order for a female cow to produce milk, there does need to be the involvement of a male cow at some point, and
That's
another
okay
calf.
because we know enough people with farms that now like us that we'd probably be okay.
I
I mean,
believe.
also bear in mind. Sorry, go on. Go on.
I believe our more pressing
concern.
Our more pressing concern are the people whom we need to question. And then we can ascertain the disposition of these bovine in relation to our position.
So okay, so I'm gonna say to Carenza, how about we snuggle the baby calf now and convince
don't
it that
get
it
to come
wants to
back.
stay with us forever, and
Then it'll just follow us
then
anyway?
later on it will probably follow us anyway. And if not, I might be able to persuade it to. if
Okay, I'm
it's
just going to
not
snuggle the
entirely
baby calf then
decided.
and let you guys get on with interrogating the guys we've captured.
Okay. As you do that, a sort of slightly friendly voice from heaven does remind you that you've already adopted a kid and a wolf, and now you're looking to adopt a calf, and you have no home.
Yeah.
Just a friendly reminder from on high.
Carenza's
you
there,
don't have-
arms wrapped around the calf's neck.
I'm going to
"What's the
continue
point?"
snuggling the calf.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, just to go back to chat a second, I spent so long with the rules, I didn't see what chat was going
Intelligent
at. but-
shaping brings a whole new meaning to me saying I'm sharp like marble.
Yeah. And also, Bears said, so Carenza will be able to shout calm down while panicking, and the others will calm down. And I automatically went to a very horrible scenario where they're trapped in a burning building with loads of screaming people, and Carenza, in a panic, calms everyone so that none of the civilians leave the room.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that as a future possibility.
At which point I will probably fly down and peck Carenza on the head and say, "What are you doing?
Panicking.
Let everyone else panic too!
Yeah.
You need to get out, you idiots!"
It's almost like in the the IT crowd episode where Moss goes and sits his computer to email the fire service rather than go there, fire, to inform them there's a fire rather than actually leaving the office because there's a fire.
Yeah.
I can see this being a thing. Okay, so Carenza is otherwise engaged with bovine. Doretis,
Yes.
what would you
I
like
gave
to
you
do?
your
Would
money
you like
back.
to pet? And there's another calf if you would all like to pet calves. For the rest of
I
the
would like to remember that we were on a mission.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
So we
yeah.
have how have we restrained or otherwise occupied both
At the moment, the one who's working with Narud, whose name you fancy was just made up when he introduced himself before, he is currently asleep on the ground because you cast sleep on him. And
He is
Narud
mobile.
himself was laid out with a very fine punch from Ziska.
right. So I think we need to bring the guy from outside inside.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Ziska would sort of like be sort of like dragging Narud across the floor to kind of like unceremoniously like dump him, like
Right.
in front of sort of like Doretta, say like, do you want me to go get the other one?
Now waking. Okay, so he's this guy's asleep,
Well,
and it says
outside.
that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. The outside guy.
Do you need
Is-
help bringing him in?
Well, and as long as I don't slap him, rough shake, or damage, it won't wake them up.
Yeah, he'll stay asleep as long as you don't do anything to really disturb
So if you can help
Just
me carry him
dragging?
in,
Okay.
because dragging might be considered.
Yeah, you're
rough
going to
shaking.
want the strong. You're on the right lines there, Doretis. You're going to want the strongest person there to restrain him when he does wake up and go, what?
Okay.
Right.
But also to get him inside without waking him, I think was what.
Okay.
Right. And
Um,
I know that my outcome, it says plus 1 minute per outcome, and I want to say I won by more than one, so I should have a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm giving you a couple of minutes here. You've got enough time to
Okay.
do things.
Okay.
As long as Carenza doesn't go too mad and trying to distract you with cows.
Okay. If we could get something to restrain Narud, like tie him to a table or something, whilst we then go get
Carl,
guy.
Carl the barkeeper, when he sees you doing all this, will offer to get you some rope from out
Tie him
back.
to the bench by the calves, where they were doing their thing anyway.
Yeah, I'd impress upon him to be urgent in fetching the rope because I don't want the other guy to do a legger. Whilst,
So Nabood is out cold, so he's easy enough. The other guy,
right.
can you make a dexterity, Ziska, to see how carefully you can lift him and carry him in without disturbing his slumber?
So I'm just clicking just on the dexterity thing on my character sheet, yeah?
Yeah.
Boom. Oh. I'm not
You
too
have 2
gentle.
stunt points.
I do have 2 stunt points. Right, okay. Hang on. Okay. What would this count as? A role play, an exploration?
This would probably be a role play stunt at this point.
Okay. Right. What would be?
With 2, there's not much you can really do here with it.
No.
I said sometimes the stunt points really don't matter to what's going on. Like you could for SP1 tag a perfect witty remark as he's waking up if you like.
Is that the Bon Mo one? Or...
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he is waking up from this.
Okay. Yeah. So I think.
What about passionate inspiration? Gain +1 bonus to your next action.
I'm actually going to be cruel and say no on that one, only from a sort of RPG perspective of the fact that you've failed in keeping him asleep. So I don't feel like you could be passionately inspired by that failure.
Yeah, I think what I'd probably do is if I've not been particularly gentle, because I mean I did like knock him over before, I'd probably sort of like hug him on the floor like next to Narood, and as he's kind of say, "Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. It's time to answer some questions."
I like it. I like it. Okay, your witty remark and ballsy attitude mean that when he wakes up, he is stiff as a board still. He's awake and eyes wide open, but he's remaining completely, I don't want to mess with this witty Rezian.
Straight.
So yeah, he submits to being tied up and will just remain still and calm for you from this point on.
As if he had another option, let's be honest.
Yeah. And you know what? You can have conviction for that, because that was a good witty remark.
It was.
Thank you. Although I need to actually spend some of this.
Yes, at some point spend your conviction, please.
Yeah.
I don't get conviction for hugging a cow.
No.
Oh.
It's within your character's scope. I feel like you've got conviction last time for acting in character with the cow.
Okay.
I can't just give you conviction for hugging cows all the time. Different cows. And I know there's 2 cows there, so don't go hugging the other one. Over the way that this could be construed. Different cows in different situations. But not always the same cows.
Where is the other guy? Has he woken up yet?
Yeah, he's just been brought in. That was the one that
Right. So I'm gonna chivvy one of the cows round so that it's facing the right way, and then lift its tail and make sure it's standing right over the other guy's face, and say. And I'm not going to say anything because currently my mouth is full of tail and I don't feel the need to be psychic with this guy. So maybe I'm just going to make kind of muffled, kind of crowy laugh, raveny laugh through the mouthful of tail.
Okay,
Hopefully the threat is implied.
Suitably. I mean, how are you getting the calf there?
I use my beak to just, nudge him around. kind of, prod him gently so he kind of turns around and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make several checks there on that. To do
Oh my god.
I mean to do that with just your beak, and
Can I
you're also
help?
not an animal husbander by
Can I help?
profession.
Once I realise what she's doing, because I
Yeah,
think it's funny too.
So what check would you like me to make? Oh, more
I've got
mighty.
animism, communication animism.
In which case,
So
I'll
I'm going
say
to help
to you,
Micah
you might, yeah,
get the calf, the crap on the.
facing the right way.
Okay, together. If you're working together on that, I won't get in the way of you doing that together on that. So that's fine. That happens. Are you actually making him take a crap on him, or are you?
No, I'm just lifting the tail so that the
You're just
threat
threatening
is
to.
implied.
How many
Yeah,
characters
okay,
does it take
so
to turn a cow? Turns out 2.
Yeah, the guy at that is just like, oh god, no, get it away, get it away. Anything you want, I'll tell you, just get it away.
Do I turn the cow around? I've helped.
I'm gonna
We've
put
helped.
the tail. I'm gonna release the tail, but I'm gonna stay standing on the calf's rump, looking down at him with my best beady look, to show that he's not out of the woods yet, as it were.
Okay.
I'll just stroke
Okay.
the calf and keep it there.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got one very frightened.
I will grin at Doretis as if to say, "Look, we're helping."
And I will just give a slight nod.
Cisco will raise an eyebrow to say, "What kind of tactic is this?"
And I'll and I'll say to Ziska, "This is what's called diplomacy."
Oh, I thought that was
You
his
know,
deal.
when you make, no, I'm learning. This is when you do something that's technically perfectly innocuous, but is actually quite scary. That's what diplomacy is, right?
Yep.
Right.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
That is right. I think
I look at Doretis to
Doretis
to
is
check. Is that
speechless.
right? Is that right? Is this what you do every day?
Inspiration to Micah and Carenza for diplomacy.
You can have commission there.
You're not wrong. You're not right. But you're not wrong. So,
Yay!
looking
I feel
down at
achieved
our
now, I've learned something new.
now, why don't we get a real name from you?
Oh, it's Rory.
Rory. Now, tell me about this gambling operation you're running with this miscreant.
Well, the Rude's head of the outfit. I'm just paid to corral people in to get the crowds moving. Narude's not so much of a party person as I am.
And how much does he give you for this?
Well, a little bit here and there, just off the cuff of whatever's made each night. So I take 10%.
Mm-hmm. And where does Narude take the rest of the money?
Well, I don't know. I don't deal with that. You'll have to ask Narude.
Mm-hmm. Where do you get the calves?
Oh, they're mine. They're mine. They're down on my They're down on my farm, not too far from here. Just a little place, mind you. Doesn't provide to the big city. Just for me and my family. Narude keeps a few animals there, which he brings in from time to time, which also serve as payment. Brought in a nice, big, juicy pig the other day, which we were thinking might be good for the winter.
Pig.
Let's stay focused.
No. We're looking for a pig. Wilhelmina.
Does the name Wilhelmina strike you, sir?
No, I can't think of anyone called Wilhelmina.
No, a pig called Wilhelmina. The pig's called Wilhelmina.
Oh, is it? What is this pig stolen? I guess it would be with Narude.
Yeah, there we go. We found the pig.
Well, should we go and talk to the pig?
Yeah. How
I'm
genuine
gonna,
this
I'm gonna
is,
wrap my
eh?
arms even tighter around the little calf and be like, we're keeping the calf till we get the pig back.
And I'm going to say to
That's
Nicarenza,
actually
you're
not a
not
bad
actually
idea.
planning to give that calf back, are you?
No, entirely
He's
not.
clearly a bad person.
Claire Cat has just suggested we cast Zone of Truth. Wrong game.
I mean, how genuine does Rory seem about like how his ignorance about where this pig has come from?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
You'll have to take perception for that, or
Is that a
investigate
second
further.
sight? No, that's I don't think that's.
Yeah, no, second sight is more for finding arcane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm too distracted by the keeping the
Right.
cow instead of the pig.
Okay, so of your perceptions, we have Micah who has stunt points, but
Actually, they both have stun points.
oh yeah. Ziska, you're actually no, that was Ziska's previous one.
Everyone has stun points.
And Doretta's had a
Wow,
really good
Doretta's-
roll.
Oh my life! All the
Oh
stuff
my
points.
Lanta!
Right,
That's
Doretis,
awesome.
you have rolled 3 natural 6s, so
Oof, my.
basically you have a perfect moment here which people will remember forever after this.
No pressure.
So as the other patrons of the tavern come back in and watch what's going on in this questioning, you can tell by the very slight quiver on this man's lips that he seems genuinely upset by what is going on and nervous, and the way that he's sweating reminds you more of someone who is slightly cajoled and forced to do this work than someone who's engaged in it willingly. In fact, as you look further, you notice that a necklace he's wearing is possibly a sign that he has a family, given the personal effects on it, sort of little beaded items which could only have been made by a child. And by his clothes, you also realize that he possibly is in a bit of a financial state. And you realize all this within the sum of a second of looking this person
You basically
over.
completely and utterly Sherlock him.
Yes. And as long as you declare all this really, really rapidly, the people in the bar will be suitably amazed, and your quick deduction skills will go down as legend in this pub and be talked about for years after you have gone.
But sir, I see from the look in your eye that in the beaded jewelry, you are a family man. You are a good man. You are trying to provide for your family, and you have been woefully misused by this miscreant beside you. If you will change your ways, take back your calves, deliver to us the stolen pig, you can right wrongs that have been done.
He thinks for a minute and seems quite scared and says, yes, it's time I got out of the Silence's shadow. I've wanted to for years, but they get a hold of you. I was forced to become a mage for them early. I didn't want to. I had no interest in becoming a practitioner of the arcane arts. I just wanted to become a farmer like my father before me. And then they gave me some freedoms, and I got to marry and have my kids, but I was always told I had to be called back for special work now and then. That's why I'm here. Or if you will let me off the hook for this, if you will let me return to my wife and child and not tell them what I've been doing to keep us safe, I would be most grateful.
If you tell us all you know of the Silence and their dealings in this town, then all of that shall come to pass.
Am I allowed to use my stunt points as well? Because being a family man, Ziska would like to add to the conversation that in addition to there being a pig, there's actually a young boy missing, and we believe the silence has taken them. So I'd like to use my stunt points into new friends, appealing to Rory's role as a family man and knowing that a young child is missing, and potentially the silencers had something to do with it, and trying to appeal to him in that respect and help him understand we're not just coming here looking for a fight. We're actually here to
rescue a kid.
Reunite a grandson with his family and his parents who've gone missing.
That is really neat. Give yourself a conviction for that. That is a really good use of that particular stunt there. I am just impressed, basically.
Dorettis has stunt points as well.
Yes. Dorettis, think about your stunt points as well.
Bear has given Dorettis.
Sorry, Dorettis also got
conviction as well for the Sherlock speech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ziska, your speech moves him a little, and he nods along and said, "Yes, I'll do all I can to help you. Now, I just want my family safe."
And I want to use mine to sway the crowd for 2 points, so that all the people around us will
also help
hear that we are trying to undo some of the work that the silence is doing, and let them know that
we're the good guys.
We're the good guys. Yeah.
Okay, so in addition
I will
to
finally let go of the calf. I'll be a bit sad about it.
Yeah, so in addition to all that you've done so far, the guy, to answer Ziska's question a bit further, he's going to say, I used to run with the silence back in the day. They picked me up when they realized I had arcane potential that hadn't been recognized by the schools. They get a lot of people that way. That's how they do the bulk of their work. The silence, they used to be big on just smuggling and just petty crime and theft, but these days they're a lot more interested in pulling secrets out of people's heads. The cuckoo, he's the worst of them. He's the one who trains people to be mind readers and get inside people's heads and pull out all their little sordid bits and pieces. I used to do that for years until I earned the right to buy my way out. That's how I got my family and was able to become a farmer. But you're never quite done with the silence, so I had to help Narud.
What's Narud's story? Does he know anything?
Narud is still out cold.
No, I mean, does he know specifically anything about Narud?
Narud's just a silence operative. He seems like one of the newer ones. He's very full of himself. I remember seeing these sorts back in the day when I was working with them, the ones who are basically low-level grunts but want to impress the bosses. He cooked up this whole gambling ring to try and prove his worth and show that he was bringing in good money, maybe to get higher up in the organization.
When the pig arrived, have you heard any discussions regarding a person called Aaron or a boy associated with this pig at all?
No, nothing of that. Honestly, I don't ask where the gifts that I receive come from when it comes to these people. I don't want anything to do with them. I just tell my wife Narud's a nice fellow who brings by gifts every now and again.
Is the pig still alive?
Yeah, the pig's still alive. It'd be a bit of a shame to kill it now. Like it's still not big enough to be properly a good meal to last us. So we're fattening it up with a view
You might
to...
want to go talk to the pig too.
Also, if he's got arcane abilities, would he have sensed maybe if the pig was Rye?
Yeah, he does seem a bit confused when you say go talk to the pig, and he says, go talk to the pig. Are you animists or something? If it's what you're thinking, this isn't a Rye pig, it's just a pig.
I could still technically talk to the pig.
Totally worth a try.
I mean, it's not quite talking with animism again. It's
No, but it's getting an impression.
You-
from
you
it.
get a
That's why
sense of
I worked
mood
out
from
that
it,
the pigs were eating people.
I think Ziska's going to sort of look at Doretis and sort of like indicate towards Nerude's unconscious form and like, what do you want to do about this guy?
Should we come
God.
back to that after an interval?
Well, I've got another question.
Okay.
Which I've just forgotten.
Oh no, sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's me. Sorry, ADHD brain. Oh God, it was. Oh yeah. Does this guy know anything about the people that have been fed to the pigs at the other farm?
He grimaces at that and says, "No, I know nothing about that." Again, this doesn't surprise me with the silence, and it's the kind of stuff I've stayed clear of since my contract with them was altered.
So he doesn't have any idea who they might be, where they came from.
No,
why they got fed to
his
pigs.
days of being involved with that part of the business are completely done, and though he knows about it, and you can see by his face he's hardly surprised that this is going on, he has done his level best in the last years to just be the low-level helper who's
Right.
only in it just to make sure that the silence don't rat him out or anything.
Cool. It was worth asking.
Now,
Yeah.
Rory, hear me. And all who hear, listen. We will not allow the silence to operate the way that it has these years. There's harms being done that we together as a community can undo. But we must stand with each other, support each other, and we can get there. Now, as a sign of my support for you, the winnings from the race, I give to you that you may buy your own pig, take your calves, fend for your family as best you can, and live on the straight and narrow.
There is a round of applause from the patrons who are very enamored with what's going on by now, and you definitely get a sense that you're setting an example here to people of who you are as a group and what kind of operation you're running, and everyone seems quite taken with you all. Yay. And on that note, I think it is time for a break, as Rory says, if you leave Nerude here, the silence will be done with him. He can be arrested. I'll take you to my farm and you can see the pig if you like.
I think we'd like to talk to Nerude first, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely call for the guard to arrest him.
Yeah.
Okay, so after the break, because it will
We'll
take
talk to
the whole
Nerude.
break for Nerude to become conscious. So I'm going to go and do that. I'll go and get him conscious, and then when we come back, we can interrogate Nerude.
Awesome.
I'll be right back as well.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. That's hilarious.
Okay, I will be back in a moment.
Oh, you're just leaving me by myself. You've all gone and left me. No, it's fine. You can go as
Mostly.
well. Mostly.
I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, it's just me again.
See, I'm not actually gone.
Now you're gone.
No, I'm not.
Puppet. Chat is still here. Chat is still here. And there is me and chat left. I actually have some awesome news. I have only announced this in my own Discord so far. But I have had Tantor Media sign the first 8 books in my Dragon series for audio. So they are making the audiobooks of Dragons 1 to 8, which you knew already. Thank you for
That's
getting
fantastic. I'm still getting it excited for you.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Because audiobooks are expensive and you don't get audiobooks unless you're selling really well and everyone really likes your book. So, and I get to choose the narrator. They'll give me about 5 or 6 options, I think, and then I get to choose from them.
If only I were in their stable. Someday.
And they will want a female voice.
I know.
It's first person female perspective. So
I know.
Otherwise, you are being my Mycroft.
Which I need to finish editing. All right.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Anyway, okay.
I'm back.
So I'm back.
There said Brian, can you do a female voice? He can do female voices, but he is better at male ones. Naturally. Obviously.
Would anybody like a floof show?
We could do a floof show. I was just telling everyone about my audiobooks.
Yes, I heard. That is fantastic news. I'm super exciting.
I am very excited. There's a floof. There's a floof. There is our wolf.
Yeah. There's the wolf.
Okay, floof.
He's been a very good floof. For all your thing of saying he might be whining, he's been very quiet.
He has actually been very good. There were a couple of times when I did briefly mute my microphone, but he's been very good. Gently. Good boy. He's been a good boy. So yeah, he has been very good. He's happy to get up on the sofa next to me. Right, wait.
Oh.
Okay, good. There's a good boy. Well done. That's a good boy. I only put one there at a time. Okay, right. Should we try that again? Okay, wait.
Do I have links to the books that become audiobooks? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I can link to the first one.
There you go. There's a good boy.
Let me get the link for the first one.
Okay, one more. Okay. Gently.
Right, this is the first one. And all the other 7 are on the series page that you can access from that one. I might actually be able to find the series page if I got a series link. Oh no, because the series page changes. The link to the series page changes.
It's over here. Yeah, good boy.
Yeah, he's a good floof.
Yes, she is. Now I'm getting love Englishes because I've been away, so he has to lick me. Daft. You're a silly floof. Oh, big you, tired floof. Oh dear. Oh dear me. It's exhausting being internet famous. Nope, not doing that again.
There we go.
Hello again.
Big floof, silly floof, giant ball of fur.
This is for me. You've had your yummies. Now I get yummies. Especially since I didn't get dinner.
No dinner.
No. There was a kind of a thank you run to Starbucks and then getting stuff out of my car, which I'd taken over to my friend in Lincoln. And then followed by the realization that I really had to leave. And then there was driving at mildly illegal speeds across the wilds of Lincolnshire to get home in time.
Yeah.
I do love you. Yes, I do. Yeah.
We're still waiting for Brian to come back. Anyone else got any news you wish to share?
I'm going to be releasing another book by the end of this
Ooh.
month.
Yay!
Exciting.
It's a sexy romance involving a cowboy and horses.
Of course. Kind of
Yeah.
expect that with a cowboy.
True, actually. But yeah, there's horses.
Like, romance is between the cowboy and the horses.
No.
I gotta be honest, that's where I originally
That's
thought.
an entirely different niche, which most platforms do not like you to write those kinds of stories. However, if you're
Yeah.
into that kind of thing, Eden Books I can highly recommend as a platform where anything goes. Just so you know.
Yeah. Most of the major book retailers would not allow that kind of book. So
No.
it's definitely a romance between
Well,
a cowboy
they
and
say they
a
don't,
woman.
but I have
With a
found
looking cowboy.
some literature which definitely falls into that category on
Mm.
Amazon. I'm just saying.
To be fair, most places that sort of put up any sort of professionalism don't allow horseplay.
To the dungeon with you.
Yeah, I'm off to the dungeon forever.
We let you out of the pungeon to stream,
Oh, thank you.
or you
I
can
mean,
stream from the pungeon. to be
I'm about to say, did he ever really leave, or is he just
Mm.
streaming from the
honest.
bench?
You can't have my
Yeah.
popcorn. It's my popcorn.
I have a question. To use calm, do I need psychic contact with humans? Because I have psychic contact animism, but I don't have psychic contact people.
I think so. I think that is the way it works. I think psychic contact, if it's done with animism, is only for animals. So
Okay.
you can calm animals and beasts, which, you know, that's not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, my description of calm says you must be in psychic contact with the subject.
Okay. So if I just got calm, I could only do it on animals.
Correct.
Could I get another psychic contact to get psychic contact with people?
I think if you get psychic, that's an interesting one. I'm going to have to look that up.
Not that I necessarily will, but it's worth knowing.
Yeah. If it's not something you necessarily will, can I look that up at the end of the stream? Because I imagine
I
that's
just thought
gonna...
I'd mention it before I forgot again.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
noticed
no.
there saying you can calm a stampede. Yeah, wouldn't it be great if you could then have a calm stampede? It might actually be called a race.
On the bright side, though, we've now clarified the whole fire thing, is that if you lose your mind and inspire calm in all the people in the burning building scenario, all the people will get out. It's just all the poor
Animals.
floofy cows which will
Yeah.
remain in the burning building.
I could stop a herd of cows stampeding people, though, in
Yes,
a burning
yes.
farm.
And actually,
Also-
to be fair, animals in fire generally panic and then don't want to move. So if you calm them down, you can then get them to move. So actually,
It might actually be really useful.
The more you
Yes.
know.
yes.
I did not know that.
Definitely the case with horses.
Yes. A lot of animals, you have to calm them down before you can get them to do anything.
Mm.
Because you have to get them to trust you again. And they don't trust you when they're not calm.
But then,
Don't
do
mind
we as
popcorn.
people find it helpful at all when we are feeling dysregulated and all people say to us is calm down? It's like, that's not helping. do you find it helpful to trust people when they're just like, calm down?
No. No, I
Calm
usually want to
down,
punish
dear, it's
someone
just
that
the
tells me
building
to
on
calm
fire.
down. Right. Are we all back?
Guess who's back? Back again.
Are we all back?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Demetis, are you back?
I am back. I am returned. I am ready.
You
Okay.
don't sound convinced about that last one.
So, you know that Rory is going to take you to his farm to see the pig that was brought in, and he says that he knows nothing about it being a rye animal, and you've elected to wait for Narud to become conscious, which he now is. What would you like to ask of Narud?
You vile, despicable thing. Things that you must willingly depart to us now before death, which one takes us all someday. You will feel better with a clearer conscience, knowing that someday, when you meet that maker, or not maker, or just vague darkness in the end of life, you will want to have come clean and told us of many things. The first of which, the silence. Where are these bodies coming from that are being fed to pigs?
I'm gonna whisper mentally to Karenza, and she's gonna help me shuffle the calf around, and I'm gonna lift his tail up again.
Okay.
An extra threat.
Totally think I'm helping. We'll do that.
He is very unimpressed with anything Doretis says. He seems to not be able to follow much of it, especially the first part. But the cow's bum in his face makes a definite impression.
Yes.
We're helping.
I think
I'm gonna
Ziska.
raise a foot and
yeah.
and high five with Karenza.
I think Ziska sort of like going to take one look at Doretis, look at Nerude. She's going to sort of like knock his leg slightly to get his attention and say, I know you called the silence, but you're just being rude now. Spill it.
He's going to shrug his shoulders and go, there's nothing to spill here. This is my operation. You've undone that now. The silence will be done with me after this. And, you know, we're called the silence for a reason. I don't know anything.
Right. The silence is called the silence because when they're done with you, you are done with life. And you'll be silenced forever. However, should you assist us, perhaps we can find some way to keep you alive longer.
No. That's not what I mean, mate. I mean, the silence is very good at keeping things on a need-to-know basis. I was trying to work my way up with them, trying to get in with the more talented and the more respected members of the guild, but I don't even know who their names are. Everything's done through contacts. Everything's done through secret letters. You don't know who the next person in the chain of command is. You just get your message and you do what you need to do. And if you're an entrepreneurial type like me, then you can pitch in requests for people. I have a drop point where I send messages to my superiors, but after this, that will be gone before you know it.
Well, before they know it, you can get a message for us through.
You want to give a message to the silence?
Yes.
What's the message?
We know we are coming.
Okay.
Nice.
He kind of shrugs at that and says, bold words, but plenty in the city have tried to deal with the silence before. No offense to any of you, you all look like tough customers, especially you. He nods to Ziska and sort of massages his bruised cheek from where he was laid out cold. But your threats will mean nothing to the silence. You may as well not waste the paper.
You're absolutely right. So here's what we're going to do. You are going to contact them and tell them that you have secret knowledge straight from a diplomat's courier bag involving affairs of Aldea itself.
Right.
And so you'll want them to understand that the secrets which you have access to tell of secret backdoor dealings between countries, which, if come to light, would be embarrassing to high-ranking officials.
Ooh. Juicy gossip.
Mm.
I'm gonna try and do like a psychic bond with Micah and be like, do you think he really knows that?
And I'm going to say to her, honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because people need to trust you to give you juicy gossip. In order to trust you, they generally need to like you. And it didn't strike me that he's particularly well liked.
But we like him.
We like him. Yeah, he's great. But don't you remember the champagne bottles as we were leaving Aldea? Baldus, wherever it is.
Technically, we weren't there.
Oh,
Yeah, technically none of you remember that.
Yeah.
In which case, he's a totally important guy. Yeah, he probably knows stuff.
Great.
I mean,
okay.
I don't understand most of what comes out of his mouth, but it seems like he knows a lot of words. So,
Okay.
he probably knows a lot of other stuff about other stuff. What I want to know is, does this Narud guy know about who was being fed to the pigs?
And whilst they're talking about, they're having this psychic chat, like this is going to be like listening to this conversation that Doretis is having a rude, and she's thinking, hang on, are we getting off topic here? Like the reason why we're here is we're trying to find
A boy and a
Aaron.
pig.
So she's just going to lean across and whisper to Doretis, the boy is the reason why we're here. Don't forget. And just then lean away. She doesn't want to embarrass him because obviously he's meant to be the important diplomat, but at the same time
And I
she's
will probably blurt out. So who's feeding the bodies to the pigs? Because that's what Mike has just asked me to ask.
Well, Silas.
Yeah, but who was giving the bodies to Silas? Was it you?
Yeah,
Where were
Where
you
did
getting
you get them?
from a contact at the drop point.
Dead already?
Entire dead bodies?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do we believe him?
Is that a general psychic question?
I will
to
actually
us?
potentially do a perception check at that point.
Okay.
Hang about.
I probably believe him, but I do have some stunt points. Is that a role play stunt?
That's a role play stunt, although you have failed, so you have to keep that in mind when trying to use the stunt.
I got 11.
Ziska, you're exactly the same role, so you've also failed, but you have stunts, but bearing in mind when choosing.
One of the things that I wanted to take with my other new spell actually would be useful here.
Yeah.
Heart reading.
Ooh.
And it says that whether or not I succeed or fail an opposed arcane test, the subject won't know that I've tried. But truth reading, it's opposed. And the narrator makes a secret opposed perception test against the person's communication test if they lie to you. And if I win, I can sense if they're lying, have truths and omissions. Do not count as lies for truth reading. Well.
Right. Okay. If this is a spell,
It also says, it says if you win the test, you get a general idea of your subject's emotions and mood, and grants you a +1 bonus on the next interaction test you make against the subject within the next minute. Blah, blah,
okay.
Blah.
Yeah, you can, if you want to take that as a spell for one of your journeyman slots, you can. The one thing I will warn you, which you will know about as a thing, and this is kind of where the silence is kind of a thing as a criminal organization, which we've already spoken about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Heart reading and messing with people's minds without permission will give you corruption, because
Ooh.
a person's mind is their most sacred space, and even if you are doing it privately without their knowledge, you are no better than the silence in that regard if you do it. So I will be giving you corruption if you use it without someone's permission.
Okay, I'm going to fail the perception check, I'm assuming.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, then
I
maybe
will
I'll overthink
admit
it.
though, Durettis, Brian, if you
Oops.
when it
Sorry.
comes to this kind of thing though, you also have to weigh up that 10 conviction points get rid of 1 corruption. So if you want to play it in a kind of, because remember, Aldous, as much as it's sort of a really nice place, there is areas of grey in this world as in any others. If you want to go with an ends justify the means approach, you can do that. You will still get the corruption for it because you just will, but you know, corruption can be gotten rid of. So if you feel like it's worth having it and using it, it's not going to go against you in that regard.
Gotcha.
But it's not going to stop you from doing it. Although remember, you are fatigued right now as well.
Yes, I am. And okay, you know, I'll just use my regular perception for now, just to see if I get a sense if there's more that he can. Rawr.
Okay.
I got 11, Brian got 12.
And 4 stunt points.
I was going to say, can I use my stunt points even though I failed? Can I use it for passionate inspiration and get a +2 to whatever I do next?
Would you be passionately inspired by failing check?
Yeah. Again, that's the thing I'd say about passionate inspiration is that I feel
There's
like
absolutely
you need...
nothing I can use the stunt points for.
Then. Yeah. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Like when it comes to fails on a test,
Okay.
It's one of those weird areas of the game where sort of in combat you can use your stunts to get out of things and add on to your thing, but if you fail a test at the end of the day, you haven't done it, and most stunts sort of assume a victory.
Okay, fair enough.
It would be one of those.
It should be like a consolation prize stunt point thing.
Yeah, so I got a 12. Did that help me?
You are sort of unclear. You feel like he's mostly telling the truth. Whether he knows any more or not, you're still kind of unclear. And you know the silence. This guy seems to be, if not in deep with them, he wants to be in deep with them. So there is a worry that this could just be bravado on his part and him doing his bit and being unapologetic. But you don't know.
I'm not like a brilliant judge of character, but he doesn't seem to be majorly intelligent. So far, these silence people seem to be, I don't know, like they have everything really well thought out. Narud doesn't really strike me as a particularly well-thinking kind of person. That's me saying it to the whole group, like psychically.
At this point, Rory, who's been watching, is going to interject in and go, people like Narud like to think themselves big in the science, but he doesn't know how far in I was with them in the past. I can tell you now, this guy knows very little, and as much as he wants to believe he's going to be a big shot in the organization, he really isn't. The drop point we discussed, that's going to be abandoned after this. Getting a letter off isn't going to work. Chances are, I don't know, but chances are there's another agent somewhere nearby who is mind reading the place and Narud and knows we're compromised.
Wow.
So I want to use my stunt points if I can for exciting opportunities. Your action impresses or inspires an NPC in the encounter or some dignitary who could logically hear about your actions. And while there's no immediate effect, this may lead to some important group or character offering you future patronage, membership of an organization, invitation, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and I should note that Micah's already got that as well.
Listening in.
Possibly.
So the crowds that are listening in, perhaps they're impressed.
Oh, I wondered if you meant the silence person that is probably mind reading.
Maybe they're impressed. Maybe they
You
want
don't
to
know.
ask
Exciting opportunities. You don't know when they're going to come back to fruition, but it is logged.
Thank you. All right. Well,
I
then
think I got
Rude-
exciting opportunities at one point,
You
didn't
do.
I?
Yeah, you both have exciting
Awesome.
opportunities.
I think it's a good use of the stunt points if you've got the 4. Oh, that reminds me, someone else has 4 stunt points.
I do as well, and so does Ziska.
Oh, but because I failed.
Yeah,
the check,
again,
I
though,
don't-
you failed the thing, so I
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's
Oh,
impressed
well.
by failure.
It was worth getting excited
Yeah.
about for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just generally, I think the thing I'll say is in combat, always assume that your stunt points are useful. Out of combat, if you failed, assume they're generally not.
Okay.
I think is a good rule of thumb for these kind of things, especially to avoid sort of disappointment if you get stunt points, but then it's like, or if you get a low number, wait to see if I actually say, yeah, you've succeeded. If you haven't, your stunt points probably aren't going to do much most of the time.
Unless you use your conviction, perhaps, to get a higher.
Unless you use your conviction, but
Conviction to re-roll and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, that might change whether you get stunt points.
True.
I thought it didn't because you only re-roll one of them.
Good point. Yeah. Okay. But it's a good. But then that's actually a good way of actually going. Oh, I have stunt points. This would be a good roll to
use conviction on.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay, so what do you want to do now? Now that Roy's told you that about Narood.
Well, I think
and
our
where
only
things
option
stand?
now is to basically go and try and interview a pig.
Well, I think I just goes on to say, like, you've given a pig to this guy. Where's the boy that was with the pig?
Yeah.
Boy. There was no boy.
There should have been a boy with the pig.
No. No, I found the pig on the road.
What road and where?
Not too far from the farm. I was giving Silas his latest drop off of well, bits, and I just see this pig trotting along by itself and think, oh, and I knew that I needed to give Rory his weekly pay, and things haven't been so good with the gambling lately, so I just thought, oh, pig, that'll do.
Well, we obviously know from the investigation at the farm that Greymane was able to detect the scent of both certainly the pig, but I thought it was the boy as well.
It was the boy and the pig, but then the boy
and then it disappeared, and then it just disappeared. So I think
they disappeared together by the sounds of what Greymane said.
Yeah, so I think Cisco.
Is it possible the boy can go invisible like I can?
They'd still be able to pick up his scent though.
Yeah, but if the pig was taken at that point, did the boy actually follow the pig invisible?
Yeah, but Greymane would have been able to pick up the
Or
boy's
is the boy
scent.
the pig?
I mean, I'm glad that the child's family aren't around to hear you ask that question.
I think what's going.
I think we still need to interview the pig, but I also would quite like to know where he took the pig and if it is where the scent stops and where Greymane found the scent stopped.
Yeah, because I think Ziska sort of like is good. She's not buying what he's saying. So I think she's going to sort of like lean down to get right in his face and said, there is a stronger sense of manure coming from you than these calves. We know there was a boy traveling with a pig. Be upfront and stop telling these lies.
And he's going to sort of lean forward and gaze back at you. And I'm telling you, there was just a pig. I'll even take you to where I found the thing. There was just a pig.
I'm going to hop down onto his forehead and point out psychically, or maybe actually I'll say it aloud and say, he only needs one eye to do that.
Conviction for comparing the manure of a cow to what's coming out of the guy's mouth.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
So yeah, I totally don't mind taking one of this guy's eyeballs right now. I don't like him.
She said that, and Micah said this out loud, so I'm looking at at him now.
That's going to cause quite a bit of shock from the patrons who are still watching you.
No, we are not. We are not them.
I'm going to take up and I'm going to land on Corenza's shoulder and I'm going to psychically say to everyone, thank God for that. I don't want to eat this guy's eyeballs. It probably tastes disgusting. Look at him.
Corenza's going to chuckle slightly.
Right. So I think the thing to do here. You, Rory, will take us to your farm. You, vile miscreant, will stay here to face the guards and whatever the silence does to you.
Okay.
Come, let us away.
Well, hang about. Don't we want Narud to show us where he found Wilhelmina?
I have a feeling it's going to be where Greymane loses the scent.
Yeah, I know,
It's
but
not
don't
gonna
we
matter.
actually need to do that? Oh,
I don't think it's going to matter.
okay.
In
Okay.
theory, we could always come back and see if we can find Narud later if we
Yeah.
really want to.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not too confident that Narud's going to be helpful.
I'm going to give the little calf one final hug, and then.
Well, we get to
The
walk
calf
in.
is coming with you.
Oh,
The calf
okay.
needs to go back
yeah,
to
because
Rory.
they're
all
Rory's
going back to
calves.
Rory's
I'm
farm.
gonna
Yeah.
walk with Rory's calf.
Rory will even let you lead the calf if you want.
And I'm going to perch on her shoulder and go, it's a good thing I'm not the jealous type, isn't it?
Then I will stroke Micah with one hand while I lead the calf with the other.
Yeah, good.
And
And I'm
After
going
a,
to preen slightly. and
after a
go,
lot of that, you can now have a new conviction for calf petting.
Yay!
You have to do a certain amount of calf petting before I will give conviction for it, but you have earned the calf
There's a
petting
gauge.
badge now.
Gonna fill the gauge. It's like a limit
Yeah.
break, but it's for calf petting.
Yeah.
So so you go to Rory's. It's very late in the night now, and he's going to stop you just before you reach the home and look quite worried and say, look, I've tried to keep this from my wife and family. You won't tell them about what I've been doing, will you? Can you just say that we met at the bar and I'm just letting you have a look at my farm or something?
Just say
Well,
we're
there will
interested
have
in
to
buying the
be-
pig.
There will have to be a discussion about why you're letting the pig go.
We're
Though I
interested
have
in
given
buying
you
the
a
pig.
sum of money.
I can say you bought the pig off me. That's fine.
Okay. Then that is the story we can go with.
Well, technically, it is the other farm's pig, so we could just essentially buy the pig back.
Yeah, he's only really interested in the story that's being set for his family.
Okay.
He doesn't want
But-
them knowing that he's got a stolen pig or anything about his past with the
Illicit.
silence or anything.
Tell them we're buying the pig then.
Sorry?
Tell them we're buying the pig then.
Okay. Yeah. So
We're assessing it for potential sale.
yeah, you go to the place and it's all shrouded in darkness. The wife and children are asleep, so they don't actually come down anyway. So he sneaks you over to the barn where you find you find a pig, I should say.
I am going to use animism. Communication
Is
animism.
this the same pig?
To establish contact between my mind and the mind of an animal to try and establish whether this is the pig from the farm and whether this is Wilhelmina?
Wilhelmina, yeah.
Wilhelmina.
Right.
Wilhelmina.
So as you are in the barn, the pig is lying down at the start and just sleeping. But as you use your animism talent, the young but quite plump pig rises up and comes trotting up towards you. Her
Aw.
pink snout wrinkles and ears twitch as she looks right up at you, her dark eyes meeting yours. And you
Aw.
feel the faint tingling brush of a surface level psychic contact.
Oh, I accept it.
Please, a young voice says, help me. And an image fills your mind of a derelict warehouse along the riverfront, along a closed-off pier and a sign belonging to a chandler's shop.
Is it the boy is using the pig? I will tell everyone else, let everyone else know what I'm seeing and hearing.
Yeah, and you know what? For that, I'm going to give you another conviction on that because that was really quick work. So
The boy is using the mind of the pig to communicate. That's somehow
awesome.
linked.
You recognize then straight away that Wilhelmina is not a rye pig, but there has been arcane power used on her to establish a communication.
Okay.
And the communication, because you're in touch with the mind, you realize that is Aaron.
Because that's not the normal mind of a pig. Because I've connected with a lot of pigs lately.
Yeah, you are very well established with the minds of pigs now. I would almost say, if you want to give yourself communication pigs as a focus, I will let you have that as a bonus.
Yes.
You can put that in your character sheet as a bonus focus that you have
bonus
earned is
focus.
communication pigs.
You're proficient in communicating with pigs.
Practice makes perfect, as they say.
Awesome.
Should that be pork-thick? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Also, I will let everyone know that I think Adam is by the water in a warehouse.
Aaron.
By the Aaron, sorry. By the water in an abandoned warehouse by Chandler's shop. Is that correct?
And Doretis
Yes.
might have an idea of where that is because he's actually been in the city.
Yes, Doretis, when you are told this, you know where this warehouse, at least the general area where these warehouses would be, to go to it.
Yes, I know the place.
We should go then, right? And we should pick up Marcus and Greymane on the way.
Probably, yes. I imagine having Greymane to be able to pick up a scent would be very useful.
Having a rye wolf in the city?
But it's
I don't know
Aldous.
that he'll
It's Aldous.
Yeah, it's Aldous. Aldous has no problems. You can bring a rye elephant into the
Oh.
city and they'll be cool.
We really need to have a rye elephant
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. I mean, like,
But
is-
how
We can
how
also
will
take
Greymane?
Wilhelmina rather back to the farm.
I was going to say, if we got Marcus and Greymane,
maybe we
it
should
should
take
be
Wilhelmina
to
with us.
deliver Wilhelmina.
But should we
But
take
they're back at the
Wilhelmina with
farm.
us because Aaron is still connected with her? It's our only
That's true.
communication to
That's
Aaron.
true. We need to.
Well,
Aaron,
but-
you know from I will say this just to clarify that bit. You will know from your communication with Wilhelmina that this is an implanted message you're seeing. He's not in direct communication with you.
Oh,
This is a
okay.
recorded announcement.
This is like a recorded message.
Yeah, this is a hell.
Then we might as well just take Wilhelmina back to the farm,
Back to the
get
farm,
Greymane
yeah.
and Marcus,
And then head to the city.
and then head to the city.
Yeah, I think my only concern, well, I guess Greymane will be.
Help us
She's a
track the
rye,
boy.
and they're perfectly accepting of rye around here.
Well, I
so
know just how comfortable is Greymane going to be in town. But
Let's
She's gotta
find
come
out
with-
and
she's
ask
gotta
can
come with
her.
us into
ask her.
town at
we
some
can
point
always
anyway.
ask.
Mm-hmm.
No worries.
But yeah, I think we should take Wilhelmina back to the farm.
Absolutely.
I
And
think
then we
that's-
can inform Aaron's parents of what we've discovered and what we're going to do
Yes.
next.
And we're going to go
Yes.
find.
Right. Okay.
Fine.
Because you're saying this within general earshot, or at least I'm assuming in general earshot of Rory,
Yeah, probably.
he's going to sort of pipe in. Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
If this boy has been taken somewhere, whether it's by the silence or by any of the other worse elements of the city, time is probably against you. If you go worrying about the pig right now,
I didn't think it would take us that long to take the pig back to the other farm. How far away are we?
you're several miles.
Well, we
Oh,
came to
okay.
town
The
and
whole
then we
stretch
came
is
to
the farm.
Rory's
So the
place.
farm
Okay.
that you got them from is a big
Okay.
farm. You're several miles out. so it's
We've
gonna
got
take you-
horses. We've got horses, haven't we? Didn't we get horses from the farm to get to this?
Yeah,
place?
you still have to get the pig back though, and the pig's not going to run at horse speed.
No.
Okay, how about Rory takes the pig back
And tells them
and
what
tells
we
Marcus
know.
and Greymane to catch us up and catches Aaron's parents
We
up.
want
on the-
Marcus and Greymane to go by themselves.
He's got Greymane. Greymane would like die before anything happened to Marcus.
But we've just adopted them. Do we really want to put them in that position?
We're only going to be on the road. We're all still quite away from town.
I
Because
think
Marcus and Greymane, I think, are going to be useful if Aaron isn't there anymore. Marcus and Greymane are going to be incredibly useful.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to
We
take
need
Marcus and
Marcus and
Greymane with
Greymane.
us. As a Rye, I'm absolutely going to say, look, please let's not overlook the usefulness of a fanged, clawed tracking machine.
Rory, question for you. You said you were taken when you were younger because of your arcane abilities. Where were you taken? Where did they take you to?
I was in a cellar underground for quite a few years, just learning my trade off someone we were only supposed to call by master. It happens, it's a sad thing, but people of arcane potential, if they're not properly picked out early by the right people and taken to the schools for proper learning and registered, then any ne'er-do-well can seize on that and use them for their own gains. Sadly, this tale of your painting of this Aaron boy, it sounds quite like my own.
But when you came out of the cellar, I mean, they let you out eventually, didn't they? Because here you are. Where were you?
Well, yeah, but at that point, I was then in contract to the Silence and had to commit all kinds of crimes for them for years before I earned my
Yes, but
freedom.
where were you when they let you out of the cellar? Where were you?
All over Aldis.
No,
We
no,
were
no.
kept in
Where
safe
was the
houses.
cellar? Where was the
Where
cellar?
was the cellar when you came out of the cellar? Where were you in the city?
I think Micah's trying to clarify.
He's
If
trying
it's
to
the
find which
same
building was
location.
it? Is it the
Yeah.
same location?
Oh, right. He has no idea. He can't remember. Most of the time, they were moved about in closed carts
Right.
or blindfolded,
Yeah.
so he doesn't know about that.
I was going to
But
say, it would make sense they got shuffled around.
Yeah.
You know what we could do? I mean, these horses that we got from the farm, were they bought or lent?
They
Because
were
I
lent
thought they
to
were
us.
only lent.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
lent
they're not
horses.
ours.
They're not
Yeah.
ours.
They're not
So
yours.
the point
Charlie's mine.
is,
Charlie's mine. But
yeah, the horses are going to have to go back. So how about if Carenza and Doretis and I start out towards Aldous, and Ziska goes back to the farm on Chala with the other horses, takes Wilhelmina with her, and informs Aaron's parents of what's happened, picks up Marcus and Greymane, and then they can come catch
Wilhelmina-
us up.
Wilhelmina's not going to ride a horse and cannot
No,
go as fast
Wilhelmina
as a
will be
horse.
walking. But
But what
Ziska
I'm
is
saying
leading...
the amount of time we lose doing that is going to be greater
Yeah,
than what we
I think
have.
yeah, I think it would probably be more beneficial. Is like I think if
So we've got the
if-
information we need from Wilhelmina.
and Rory.
If we and Rory,
Yeah, Rory at this point he's actually starting to get quite nervous, especially as now that he knows the story of what's going on here, Aaron's plight is starting to really hit home to him as something which he's experienced himself, and he's going to really press on you here. Look,
Okay.
if this boy is being kidnapped, he's going to be moved to a new safe
think
house
I
at any
haven't-
moment.
I think I haven't made myself clear about what I'm getting at here. If Ziska takes the rest of the horses back to the farm, they will be going at a much faster speed than Doretis, Carenza, and I. Well, okay, I can fly, but Doretis and Carenza will be on foot. They'll be walking. Chala can get back to the farm, pick up Marcus and Greymane, and then gallop because she's on a horse with Marcus behind her because he's just a skinny boy, and Greymane can run alongside them and catch up to us on the road.
Yeah, or you could
I-
just
And leave Wilhelmina here.
Yeah, I think
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Rory-
I
And
think
just
Rory
tell
can take
Rory,
Wilhelmina back to the
Rory to
farm.
take Wilhelmina back to the farm.
Yeah.
I think Faldin, if Faldin and Aaron's parents were here, I think they would not begrudge us keeping these horses a while longer if it meant the
But we
safety
do
of
need
Aaron
Marcus
is
and
assured.
Greymane.
But we need
Okay.
Marcus and Greymane. So Ziska, go get Marcus and Greymane.
Or I
Doretis.
can just fly back. Or how about I just fly back?
You just fly.
Yeah, I can just fly
the
back
rest
to the
of us-
farm
Yes.
and then tell Marcus, who can pass psychically, who can pass everything on to Aaron's parents, and then we can all head off. That would work.
And they can give
That'd be
Marcus another
better.
horse.
Yeah,
Or
and we can
Marcus
explain that
another horse.
Rory is going to bring the other horses back.
No,
or even they can-
We keep the horses.
Yeah, sorry, we're keeping the horses, and Marcus can borrow
And
a
Marcus
horse.
can
we
borrow another
say-
horse
Yeah,
and catch us up because
Yeah.
we won't.
Are we having a rendezvous point? Because obviously
we're just going to be on the
Micah-
road, aren't we?
Greymane can track us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once Greymane gets to the same point on the road that we left, Greymane
And
can then track
also,
us.
I can fly ahead and back to catch up to you guys, see
Okay.
where you are, and then go back and tell them
Yes.
where you are.
That's a much
Assuming that
better
you can
plan.
fly faster than a horse
Okay.
can run.
Oh, do not underestimate how fast I can fly, given the appropriate motivation.
Okay.
Might even
let's do
find
Okay.
that.
some decent eyeballs on the way.
GM, are you happy with that?
Yes, I am happy with this now. Most of the problem was literally
The
you
pig.
taking the pig back.
Okay.
That
We
would
will
have
ask.
killed
We will
a
ask
lot of time.
Rory to take the pig back.
Yes.
Roy will take the pig
Yeah.
back in the morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
If he wishes to properly atone for what's happened, yes, he will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will take the pig back in the morning. For what it's worth, you have his word.
Cool.
But good enough at this
I'll
point.
take it.
Yeah. And if it's not, I'll be back this way at some point because I can fly around pretty quickly, and I will make sure he regrets it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Boom,
you
let's
guys are
go.
all heading off towards Aldous, and I'm heading back towards the farm.
Okay.
Sounds right.
So to quickly just skim over this, seeing as you're splitting the party a little bit here, you get to the farm and you are able to get in touch with Marcus and Greymane. They have a bit of a Barney about what you want them to do. Greymane is insistent that Marcus does not come because of the danger factor involved with kidnappers. And Greymane is also a little tetchy about leaving Marcus because they are right bonded. However, because of what you've done and the fact that you are now family, she is begrudgingly going to come along, but she's not happy with it. And she hopes that she's kind of insulted that you would want Marcus anywhere near this situation, but she's going to come along. And that's her piece on it. And Marcus is, again, kind of worried about staying where he is on the farm, but Greymane won't have it, and he is not trained to deal with kidnappers and potential hazards like that.
So Marcus is staying put on the farm.
Marcus is staying put on the farm. He does not want to. He's feeling a bit put out. Greymane is coming with you. She is also feeling a bit put out, but they are going along with it.
So what do oh God. I need to tell Marcus something.
Yeah, you have time. You are there. So
Yeah. I'm not very good at this whole, diplomacy thing with people, communication. Well, I suppose, I don't want to make Marcus feel bad. I don't want to say to him, if you stay here, you'll be safe. And also, I feel bad for taking away his ride companion because, of course, I really understand the nature of what Greymane is insisting on, which
Just say that we really, really think we're going to need Greymane to save another boy.
oh
It's as
yeah,
simple as that.
yeah. Oh, okay, I'll say that to him. I'll say, I really appreciate. I'm in the middle of talking down a person bonded to a wolf. Can you just give me a minute? Come on, go and lie down. Don't. Oh,
Did
ow,
someone
that
call
was
for a wolf?
So I'm going to say to Marcus and Greymane, I really, I understand what we're asking of you, but we all wanted to help you and protect you, and for that, we're super grateful that you joined our flock, and it's lovely to know you and that you're now family. No, I have to talk to one wolf at a time. Go and lie down. Go on. Thank you.
Marcus lies down. He's not sure why.
Now I'm getting dirty looks, right? So I'll say, I really do understand what we're asking of you, but we were able to help you because we didn't do what some people might have thought was the smart thing. And, we didn't let our worries stop us from going and figuring out what happened. And if there's any hope of saving this boy, we really need you, Greymane, to help us out. But I understand why that's really hard for you to leave Marcus behind, and I understand why it's really hard for Marcus to be left behind. But I think Greymane will be better able to help us find this other boy if she's not worrying about whether or not you're safe. But when we all get... Sorry?
Can you just roll communication with this? I've just made an opposed test on this to see. It's a good speech, though, so I've added that.
Thank you.
Hi, Puddles.
Hi, Puddlebuds. That's a good roll.
You have 6 stunt points and a very high roll there.
Amazing.
And you have, this would count as a role play stunt, I guess. And you've succeeded. Marcus lowers his head. You can tell you're not going to make him happy about this under any
I didn't think
circumstance,
I was.
but he's going to sort of straighten up a bit and sort of sniff and go, yeah.
The other thing that I was about to say,
I can't be selfish and allow another kid like me to fall into something horrible like this. You need to do this, and Greymane needs to go with you. But just please look after her. Don't let her get into more trouble than she can manage.
I will give up my every feather, my beak, and my claws before I allow her to get hurt. And when we all get back together again, I'm sure Ziska will be more than happy to give you the training you need for Greymane to be okay with you coming into battle with us and lending us your hands and your wonderful opposable thumbs to helping any future people in need that we should encounter.
Yep, that works. If you I don't know if there's any
with the stunt points?
Really relevant stunt point to use here. I'm just trying to see.
I mean, I've already got exciting opportunities. Is there such a thing as another exciting opportunity?
I mean, you can...
This is a private conversation with you and Ben at the moment. So then I don't
you could
think
just do
there's anyone
passionate
really
inspiration and give yourself a +3 to your next roll.
I could.
Which one you want?
Passionate inspiration.
Suggesting passionate inspiration.
Just use the one passionate inspiration.
Yeah, so I'm just dealing with a cat a sec who's eating paper. Don't eat paper. Eating paper is wrong.
Oh, you did that before, didn't you?
We don't eat paper, do we, Raven? We don't eat paper. They've reached that point of the night where they've decided they're hungry, but it's still not quite their final meal time. So I think she's eating paper as a kind of protest.
Okay, so so I could get plus 3 bonus to my next action, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah. And actually, that would work really well as well, because you've just promised to look after Greymane, so you should be passionately inspired to follow through on your word here.
Yeah. There's no way I'm going to let, the other Rye in the group get hurt after we specifically asked her to do something that's totally against her nature and leave her Rye partner behind. So, yeah.
Right. And so that leaves you and Greymane to rush back.
Beat it towards the other group. So I'm going to take off and fly above. Apparently, a trained raven can get up to 48 miles an hour.
Wow.
The wolf can probably get up to about 30.
Wow.
But
so basically they are going to catch up with us because we're probably not going to be pushing.
Wild ravens go 25 miles an hour, and the wolf can probably do that as well. So yeah, it's not going to take us that long to catch up to you guys, unless you're galloping the whole way, which you can't because horses can't do that, for very long. Well, some of them can, but I
Yeah,
doubt.
you
We're
will
not
catch
going
up,
to be pushing the
basically.
horses that hard. You're going to catch
Yeah.
up before we get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will catch up partly because also you know that you want to catch up with each other and be together as a group to all this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you managed to get together, and I'm assuming your meeting point is not directly at the warehouse. I'm assuming you're going to.
I'm assuming we're going to catch up. I mean, how far outside of Aldous were we? At Rory's place.
Rory's place, you were very much on the outskirts, so you're talking about riding for at least an hour.
Okay, so
they're going to catch up fairly quickly then if they
yeah,
were only
we
a few
probably
miles
caught
away.
up to you before you
even got
to the
into Aldous
centre.
proper.
Yeah.
Because also, don't forget, I can
You're gonna
fly
catch
over
you're
the
gonna
top
catch
of
And
up
to be
with
fair,
the
these
on the
docks
road.
that you're dealing with on the Aldous River, you're on a turnpike of it, so you're still on the outskirts of the city. You're not even in the city yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get there
Busy.
together as a full partying group about 2 hours before sunup, maybe an hour,
Okay.
probably more
It's
like
still
an hour.
dark.
Yeah, it's still dark, but sun will be coming up soon.
Yeah, it's getting light. It's starting to get light an hour before dawn, certainly.
Yeah, the although actually sunup isn't going to be right now because I've just remembered we are coming into winter in the story from the first one, so it's actually going to take even longer for dawn to come up. So you've got several hours till dawn still. I was going on a kind of sick thing.
Terrified volunteering this, but I'm going to volunteer to go invisible and get closer with Greymane.
I can go as well because Raven perception. Black don't stand out much at night. Mildly insulted that you didn't think of that.
You're on my shoulder. I'm just going to kind of assume you're coming too anyway.
All right, okay.
Good save. I mean, we probably ought to do some sort of surveillance to figure out what we could be dealing with. Because if we think he's been kidnapped, we need to know how many people we might have to get past to get him out.
And would it be an idea for Doretis to do an Arcana check, or one of us to do an Arcana? I mean, I could do an Arcana check.
I would do a second sight check, yeah.
Second sight, there we go. I've got that as well.
To see if there's Arcana trails.
But
on the outside of the building?
Actually, Doretis, if you do that, because my next action I get +3.
Yeah, you want to save your next
I want to save it.
Yeah, because it's whatever the next action is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Doretis does second sight.
Second sight. So I'm looking for signature too, yeah.
So that's the one with a fatigue
second
test
sight is the
well.
Arcana.
Yeah, I think I just clicked on the fatigue test. I'm sorry. I think I need to cast a spell first.
We'll just say that you passed the fatigue. No, hold on. Toughness 13. Ooh.
He gets 4 stunt points, which will automatically allow him to add.
Yeah. So so for your second sight, you've only got 9. So
Stunt point.
You could use you could use conviction points.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a conviction point to re-roll. Honestly, I'll use 2 points and re-roll both those ones because
that's a good idea.
Can't get worse.
No.
yeah, the one really isn't going to help you much as a
the stunt point one. No.
Yeah.
I have a pair of 4s.
Yay!
Okay,
So that is now
a 14 and 4 stunt
15,
points.
It's actually 15 because you've got the +2 and the -1.
But I have 15.
And you got 4 stunt points.
Fantastic. So 4 stunt points, and is this arcane? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I already know I passed the fatigue test, so I don't need to skillfully channel.
Have you passed the fatigue test?
Well, I rolled it. I rolled it first.
Yeah, the roll on your fatigue test though is 12, and your target number is 13.
Oh.
Yeah, but I have stunt points on the fatigue test,
which you're going to use on the fatigue test. Yeah, good, cool. Yeah, that works. So, you are aware of Arcana exuding from the warehouse. There's definitely stuff going on in there.
Oh, currently going on in there.
Currently going on.
Okay, at that point, I will definitely like, do you want me to go invisible and get closer? Check it
I'm
out.
going to communicate that to all of them that yes, there's obviously something going on inside there. I think we definitely need to get
Better
well,
idea.
is the invisibility is that a arcane?
Yeah,
That's arcane.
light shaping. It's light shaping essentially. So I've just got a +2 focus to shaping, so it's now easier. Basically, I bend light around myself, making myself difficult, if not impossible to see. And in the dark, I'm going to be pretty impossible to see.
Yes, but if they have people who are on lookout, will be looking for arcane signature, you will glow.
Potentially.
I will counter that because you would know, all of you who are, in fact, all of you would just know this. If they are constantly casting arcane signature, they're going to fatigue the hell out of themselves.
Yeah. So
Just
if you
cast
find
it.
They're
They
not
can't
gonna
just
be clicking
cast at every few
constantly.
minutes and
your
assume.
problem is more likely to be if you find a door that you have to open to get in, they're going to see a door opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will see a door opening if you try and open a door.
But if
Gotcha.
you can find like a perfect,
But if I can find something open, or wait until someone else opens something and sneak
Well,
in, or
I
this
think we
closer.
can. I think if we also send Micah
yeah,
to do a quick scout and guide
me.
you in.
yeah.
All
I
right.
think
So
that's
I'm going to
our
have
that's
to
our
use
thing.
my
But leave
+3
Greymane with us. Leave Greymane with us, so
You're
that
right.
we
It's
can
a
have.
bit more of a problem than a bird.
Greymane can tell you from the distance that you're at that she can smell quite a lot of people from nearby with the warehouse.
Do we reckon
Okay.
there's any point in trying to be stealthy about this then? Should we
I
just
don't.
go
I
in?
think we're going to need to be stealthy, or we're going to attract too much attention.
Okay, so I'm going to look for a better way in, a way that we can, which means I get to use my searching perception.
Oh, Puddlebutt, thanks for all the bits earlier. Sorry, I'm not paying enough attention to chat today. But thank you, Puddles.
We should
Thanks, Puddle.
shout out to Puddle Butts. Actually, she just finished a 70-something hour stream.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God.
20-something hour stream.
72 plus. Yeah.
How
Wow.
are you alive?
Go to bed, Puddles. Go to bed.
Go to bed, Puddle.
She-
I
We
think
love
she
you.
slept
Thank you for the
since.
bits. Now go sleep.
She did that the other day. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
What
Anyway,
do you do on a stream for 70 hours?
Okay.
don't-
Yeah,
I'm
she's
doing-
she's done a couple of those, and it's pretty impressive.
Is she
Um,
awake for the entire time?
I think she took a nap on a couple of times, but like had things rolling. But I think she took some breaks, but
Okay.
for the most part, the stream was live the whole time.
Right, I'm going
Right,
to
did I-
spend a conviction point and re-roll this 1, and I
Okay.
think maybe the 3 as well. Actually,
No, the 3 is not. Your odds
No?
of getting any better are no. It's 50-50.
No, true. Okay, so 1d6. Gonna re-roll that. 6. Nice.
Okay.
That's
And
actually
make sure to take
a
that off your
19.
conviction.
Yeah.
That's now
Oh.
a 19. Am I
Yeah.
casting invisibility then?
Do you want to wait to see what Micah finds first? Is Micah going first
that's
and
true.
then...
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
alright.
me.
Doing a quick flyby to see if there's a route for me to
11.
get in.
Okay, a
Flyby.
quick flyby and
Well-
sort of a check.
I was planning to wander, kind of properly cruise around the building and have a good look. So
Yeah,
not exactly a
okay.
quick flyby, just a fairly detailed cruise around. I mean, it is nighttime and I am black, so.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so there are lights from the windows. There's no obvious way in from the top floor. It's a 2-story warehouse. There only seems to be one door into the place.
Right.
It's quite an old warehouse. When you get to the windows and look inside, you are able to see. Let me just close your character sheet and move players. Are you all in a new place, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, as you start looking around, you see this cultist. You see this cultist. You
What,
see.
you can see them through the windows?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
So you see what looks like, and you can definitely tell there's some kind of more, they're definitely not just local thugs. The robes they're wearing seem to set them apart as some kind of religious styled group as you look through the windows at these, and you can count out. You had a good enough roll to really just sort of stay at the window for a while, so you can count out all of them. There are 5 people in normal looking robes, and there's one which you can only assume has to be a head honcho who is in brighter colored robes and seems to be the one barking out orders, although you can't hear those orders.
Is there any sign of Aaron?
There
Maybe
is
the
no
trap
sign of
door.
Aaron from where you are, but
Too small.
there are very few windows to the place, and there's no windows on the top to the top floor.
And I can see stairs over in this corner.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
And there's a cultist by those stairs as well.
yeah. Guys, I think in order to get in, we're gonna have to, get in.
I'm still tempted to say, shall I go invisible so that if you go engage the others in a fight, I can still sneak around the building and see if I can find Aaron.
Well, we need to get the door open before you can actually get in there. And
Yes, but if I'm not invisible before you open the door, they will see me go invisible.
Yes, I know, but my point is that someone's going to have to open the door, and I can't. In order
Yeah.
for you to be able to get inside,
I mean, like,
without
you
them
guys
knowing
could
that you
distract
are-
them.
Okay.
You guys could actually engage them in conversation.
Yeah.
and
I get
could
what you're
just
saying.
go
Neil.
in.
Yes,
Invisible.
yeah.
Do we need to go? Do we need to do get help?
You know what?
I hate get help.
No.
I've just
Yeah,
realised the
let's
reference. Sorry, a bit slow.
Let's do get
Loki and
help.
Thor. 2 of you, this current directors can do get help. I'm going invisible.
I was
You
about
can
to
do
say,
get help with me. I think that would be really entertaining.
It's just
Okay.
throw a raven at someone's
Throw a
face.
raven at someone's face.
Absolutely. That's totally what I have in mind. Besides, I've got this whole new extra thing with my bite. It's like super stabby. So
I'm gonna go invisible.
you go for it.
Okay,
I get an
Yeah.
extra +2 to that.
yeah. Did you not? You know, you can
Didn't-
roll
it
it
didn't
with
add
your
my
thing.
shaping. I couldn't figure out how to do it with my shaping.
Yeah,
Where
if
it would
you
add my
go up-
spellcasting ability too.
Yeah, I'll just quickly tell you how to do that for future reference. So if you go into your focuses and then
Yeah.
you roll it through focuses, not through.
Okay, so that one.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice.
Is
Ooh.
spellcasting ability the same as adding the intelligence then?
Hmm?
Well, one says +3 spellcasting ability, and the other one says +3 intelligence.
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
They're the same thing. Okay.
Your spellcasting ability is tied to your intelligence.
Okay. So
You got
okay.
6 stump points.
Well, no, I'm still going from the first one.
The first
Oh.
roll. But
I'm
it's
still going from the
technically-
first roll. I was just telling
technically
her
a
how to do it
16.
for the future.
Right.
It's technically a
Okay.
16 though, because it does have the +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have the 16. So yeah, you hit the target number, which is 11, I believe, for that spell, and you do need to take a fatigue
I
test.
do need to take a fatigue test. Huh.
You are not fatigued.
I get 6 stump points.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to. Honestly, this is one of the things where I'm still trying to work out how I feel some of the rules work. I'm not sure with fatigue tests where to put them as stunt points because they're not an active.
Role playing?
Yeah, it's like
Or
it's like a
Arcana?
roll you're doing to see if you get a penalty,
Yeah.
but it's not actually, you're not doing anything arcane by taking
No.
a
It's
fatigue
not an
role
check.
playing?
action. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like a fatigue check should always just be it's just that roll. You know, you're not doing anything with it. It's just to check that you're not fatigued.
Mm.
So don't
I know-
use stump points?
Hmm?
Don't use stump points for anything?
Yeah, I don't think it can use for stun points for anything because
Okay.
Well,
you know, if we look at the arcane stunts, again, it sort of implies that you're using arcane, but that comes off your first roll to actually use the arcane.
So you got stunts from doing your actual shaping though, didn't you?
No,
Oh.
not the original
No.
roll.
No, she didn't get stunts from that, but otherwise you're almost giving yourself 2 opportunities
I
to
suppose
get.
if I'd failed the fatigue test, I could have used them to pass the fatigue test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely allow that one, but otherwise I can't see how. Like I couldn't in good conscience say, oh, you've got 6 stunt points on your fatigue test, so you can add +2 damage to your
Yeah.
spell roll, because that's not what the test
Not gonna-
was
yeah,
for.
not gonna work. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So
I'm now invisible.
you are very invisible, and you did it with finesse.
But of course.
Not enough finesse that it will be talked about for years, like Doretus's Sherlock moment, because you did
Well,
have 2
technically,
fives.
no
in
one
there.
else witnessed it but the group anyway. So.
To be fair, going invisible means that you probably don't want anyone to witness it. So
No, yeah.
I will say to Corenda, that was super smooth and nicely done. Well done, bestie.
I'm gonna grin, but obviously no one will see it.
no one knows.
No one knows how I responded to that. But I am then gonna come up near the door and be like, and wait for someone to open the door, basically.
Okay. I think Ziska will sort of like look towards Doretus and like,
Are we doing
So-
it help?
yeah. So what's the play? Are you being the diplomat, or are we just going in loud?
I think
Daughters? Oh.
you need to carry me.
Okay.
Ah! I'm hurt!
Doing get
Wounded!
help.
I'm
doing get help.
hurt!
Ziska
And on
quickly
that note-
positions herself.
It
I
is
feel
time
like-
to end the stream.
Yes. Dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do get help with me invisible and Micah flying around the building.
I'm gonna have to make a note of this, so like I know that when we pick up, it's like
And we're
right.
gonna pick up the stream in 2 weeks' time with the result of get help.
Woo!
And Doretus
Well-
is being Loki.
Yeah, that another great stream, guys. Really enjoyed playing again. I do love the sheer madness of this group. And just everything about it. I am constantly overwhelmed, sometimes in absolutely great ways. Like you've got this absolutely amazing talent when you sort of like you're really on the ball with some of the things today. It's been like, wow, they got that so quickly with sort of things like the stunt points and using things like that Bon Mo thing earlier with you, Anna. That was chef's kiss, amazing. And it's like it's great to see you sort of really sort of starting to get them the big brain sort of Blue Rose. So I'm absolutely loving that, but the silliness of it as well, like it's like sometimes I'm just sort of there going, I have no idea what's going on anymore.
That's to be fair, most of us don't half the time either.
We are, in my case, literally winging it.
But yeah, so if you want to find out what an invisible woman, a pretend injured old man, a raven, and a
Wolf
sea
and
folk can
Ziska.
do to save Aaron, tune in next time. And thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank everybody
Yes,
for
thank
watching
you.
and the bits and the subscriptions.
Yeah, and what's next?
Do
Which group is next?
Do we want to raid someone?
Oh, yeah, we should probably-
Yes, we do.
Story
potentially
Squires on
want to raid
Monday, I
someone.
believe. But yes,
Yes.
raving.
Yes, we will need
Yes.
to get Bear to set up a raid. Do we have someone?
Oh,
So-
Puddle Butts, I'm sorry you've contracted
Oh,
Delta.
no.
Puddle.
Yeah.
Puddle's
Oh.
got COVID. I hope you're better now.
Yes.
Gosh.
Best wishes for a quick recovery. And yes, I will be taking myself straight to the pungeon after we
Yes, for winging it. Yay! I'm
Oh,
happy
good.
that's better.
I'm glad
Oh,
you're getting
Oh,
better,
good.
Puddles.
Glad to hear that, Puddles.
Punjin! So,
Yeah.
Bear, if you were going to set up a raid, we're going to raid someone that Puddles plays a lot with.
Awesome.
And
That sounds like
the-
a wonderful idea.
The name is King Iden the
I
Fourth.
didn't. Yeah.
So, KING IDEN
Oh, there it is.
IV.
IV, yeah.
There we go. And we will be back for.
Right
I
on.
think it's Story Squires.
Back on
Story Squires on
Monday.
Monday.
Story
Yeah.
Squires.
where we will find out what we're going to do after we finish the Lost Mines of Fandelver, because I think we only have one battle
Yes.
left.
Oh,
And we
Wow.
will
Have you
get
two
smell the dog
Velvet?
farts.
a little bit more of information on the replacement for Claire, because unfortunately Claire has had to step down from playing that. But we will hopefully know who is going to join the stream to replace Claire
Yes.
by Monday. We have two possibilities. I'm waiting to hear back from them.
Yay.
Woohoo!
That will be Monday. And then
Excited.
Pyramid, hopefully, will be back this time next week.
Pyramid, I miss Pyramid. I hope
I'm
it's back.
sorry. I really wasn't very well on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that
I
is
neither
no,
was
that is no
Brian.
dig at you. I just miss Pyramid.
I was dying.
It's a
You were
compliment.
dying.
It's a
I was-
compliment to Pyramid, but I miss Pyramid. I wasn't
be
meaning
fair,
that
I
as a
was
dig at
dying
anyone
on
who was
Monday.
dying.
I can't do Pyramid if I'm not feeling well.
No, Pyramid does require quite
Mhm.
A lot of
You-
thought.
Are the pyramid,
You are the pyramid.
and if you were sick
There is no
as the pyramid, you would make all the players die.
That's true.
But she's
Yeah.
already trying to do
I was
that.
gonna say she's
Brian.
already tried
Yeah.
to kill them.
Really evil. Yeah.
She's
You
she's
just
gotten
get,
it once.
You just get oozes of a very different kind raining
Oh,
down on
here we
you.
go.
Oh.
Too late.
Mm.
We're gone. We're raiding.